Okay, it is me. I am here. Let me usher in the friends. Hello, the friends.
Hello.
Hi.
How is everybody today?
Ignore my muttering about doors.
I told you about the doors, man.
My nose is a little stuffed up from seasonal allergies being something I hate very much.
That's why we love the power of wearing a mask when we go walk our dog. In Soviet Orville's house, it's our dog.
In Soviet Orville's house, dog walk you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the rate that he needs walkies, yeah. Like I was saying, I don't know anything about dogs, so I just know that they poop. So.
They also lick.
They also lick. Ralsei is a chronic
Literally
eater.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah, like Nana's old dog used to lick the couch cushions because I would pet her too much. Alright, so before we get started, Orville, would you like to share what we have done so far in this beautiful story?
Okay, so from what I remember, I know for the first one I had a somewhat more concise summary. So there's a boy named John. He's 13 years old. He starts playing a game called Suburb, and it turns out that actually the game can have world-ending effects. With the help of his friends Dave and Rose, he manages to stop a meteor from destroying his house, but he does so by somehow shifting his house into another world. Dave and Rose, meanwhile, have both been navigating through with their... John also has a strange father who loves baking cakes. And Dave and Rose's relatives are both crazier and actively meaner. So through a bunch of convoluted means, they ended up summoning the Nana Sprite, which has informed them that their world is doomed, but that they have a higher calling to do.
Yep.
This is just simply a chapter in a bigger struggle between light and dark.
Yeah, basically.
There's also been a lot of inventory management.
Yeah.
A lot of inventory management.
You learned about puppets.
And yes, and Dave's brother is a puppet fucker. Dave thought it was just a triple ironic act that his brother was just the master of layered defensive irony, but he finds out that his brother ironic Muppet porn purchases lead to unironic ejaculations.
Yeah, he doesn't fuck the puppets. He makes them fuck. Correct.
Okay, so he's a voyeur. So he's a peeping Tom. He's a peeping Tom of Muppet sex.
Yeah, so we learned
about
when
Kermit and Miss Piggy make love to each other.
Yeah, so we learned about the planet of Skya, basically, which is that chessboard-looking area, and that whenever someone prototypes the kernels, it splits the prototypes into 4 towers. One above, one below. So that's the as long as all 4 players prototype all 4 kernels, then that will lead to 8 spires being filled, and that in turn affects the chessboard on the Skyan planet. So as you saw, the chessboard suddenly had Chester hats, and that meant that the imps that John was fighting had Jester hats. Yeah, so whatever they do has consequences, even if it's small.
Yes.
And we're trying to get Rose into the game.
Yep.
And Dave trying to get the game.
Yes.
Anything to add, Vlad?
He's utterly failing at getting the game.
Yep. Yes. Very much so. Alright, so before we start, just gotta state the triggers right now. The triggers for Act 2 and 3 include ableism, particular use of the R-word, alcoholism, toxic parental/fraternal relationships, dead pets and animals, mild homophobia, and racism. So we last left off about to read Harry Anderson's Wise Guy. Who would like to take grabs at reading Harry Anderson's Wise Guy?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, I think Vlad should, since it's had the least opportunity as of late.
Oh, hold on. New Orleans, 1977. Oh, actually, wait. An introduction. Who's this wise guy? Blood loss in the Big Easy. New Orleans, 1977. The close-up room at the Magic Castle was this mean little box that tended to fill up with so much smoke you'd swear someone was cremating a wet dog in there. In walks Anderson. There isn't much that gets liquor to pause its journey from the table to my lips, but I'll be the bastard love child of a listless octoroon if that kid wasn't the cat that swallowed the canary in a dapper little hat. It looked like he was testing the tensile strength of his suspenders to damn near limit with a pair of cocky thumbs. I wasn't impressed. But I was a fool. Somehow in my motion for another beverage, he'd already slipped into polite conversation at a table held down by some notoriously brusque regulars. He had them in no time flat. They were melting butter in his glass ramekins. Whatever tidy yarn he'd spun to win them over, I didn't catch a word of it. One of them laughed. I was angry, envious, maybe a little. Yeah, you bet I was. Anderson had one of those little wooden finger choppers that Mickey Hades used to sell. The kind where the blade could be removed and clearly shown. It was a very convincing little guillotine that did not look like a novelty store toy. Harry would get a guy to examine the chopper, then cut a cigarette in half. Then he held the guy's hand up and told this silly little story. The story, of course, was artifice, a distraction for the guy and the audience while he worked on his stuff with the chopper. Or it would become that once his famous chopper trick was perfected, vaulting him into fame, fortune, and the crowning position in the television judiciary. With what became a signature aplomb, Anderson was in a fond of breast pocket gauze, profuse apology, and redoubling determination. It's really amazing how hard to find a bloody sausage-sized piece of a guy on the floor in a room in a dark and dark and smoky. Impossible, I think we all proved. Just as impossible as blind Willie Buttermilk Stubbs was going to find it to work his trumpet tomorrow night without his twiddling fingers.
Blind Willie Buttermilk Stubbs is a great name for an old-timey performer.
Yeah, I bet that's that dude up in the left of the page.
Yeah.
Harry and I never speak anymore. It's so funny.
You never really understood what Cavani's relation to Anderson was, or why he wrote this book about him. His ambivalent attitude toward your favorite magician in these anecdotes always struck you as a little weird, and to be honest, you tend not to read much of the text in the book. You mostly like to look at the diagrams for all of the cool tricks.
Next up, here's some more for you.
Oh gods. Just as I lost something? I just dropped my lighter and I don't know where it went.
You're doing great, Sweaty.
Here's a perfect example of how Harry could ruin several decks of cards, waste everyone's valuable time, and have you love him for it. He was good at that. One day he noisily emptied his suit jacket pocket onto the hood of his car in search of change for the meter. The clunky metal thing slid from the pile and bounced onto the sidewalk. As I retrieved it for him, I asked what he was doing with a hole puncher in his pocket. His face lit up at the question like he was an elf, and I asked him how he felt about climbing into the hollow of a big tree to bake some cookies or something. The 2-foot, 6-inch height differential between us causes these comparisons to enter my mind. A small crowd had already gathered around.
Sorry, I just looked into chat.
What?
Shrep said, "Fuck you ads, I don't have ED, my cock works fine." I said, "I'm a visual learner, may I see?" Hey, at least he has morals and is asking for money. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. You may proceed.
Somehow the crowd had already gathered around even before he produced the first pack of unmolested cards. How people seem to gather and how they even know a street performance is about to take place, I'll never know. It's perhaps Anderson's greatest trick, luring the marks like that. I wanted to ask if he was sure about this, performing in broad daylight. He was used to working in dark rooms. It was usually the first thing out of his mouth when he would queer a trick. I'm really more accustomed to working in a darker room than this, but Harry was excited. I already butchered the first deck of cards with the hole puncher and issued the first round of apologies to the crowd. These are like the primer analogies, the sort that got the folks loosened up a bit before the 7-course meal of ingratiation that would inevitably follow. He asked me for a fresh deck of cards, and I gave him one. The principle behind the trick in theory, as he explained to me later, was to punch holes in what appeared to be one card, but was in fact 2 or more together, hence the difficulty he often had in squeezing the puncher with his elfish hands, and using some coy maneuvers with his thumb, temporarily concealing the hole while he slid the card beneath it with his palm. The hole would seem to disappear, or move to a different part of the card.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The old hole in the ace trick. Interestingly enough, pertaining to punching holes in cards and making them disappear and stuff. Your hands were never really strong enough to make this one work all that well either. But actually, this gives you an idea.
Since he is using the hole puncher, yeah. I feel like Hussey just uses these pages to show off his ludicrous vocabulary. Like,
oh, absolutely.
He probably got a perfect score on the AP English test or something. All right.
I will be right back. I need to go find my lighter.
2 nickels for every
you gotta
time.
be high to do this.
If I had 2 nickels for every time Andrew Hussey had an old-timey racist character say the word octoroon, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that he did it twice.
And it might happen again. All right, we're on the next page.
Okay. You overlap 2 of the punched cards. They mask each other's hole patterns.
John, put both cards in the totem lathe.
That'd be great pickup line. You want to mask each other's hole patterns?
Ooh, kinky.
You carve another totem using the new combined hole pattern.
John, take it to the alchemeter.
Oh man, looks like Rose made 1,000,000 hammers for some reason. Get all this shit out of the way. You're about to make something sweet.
Alright, and then next page, he creates this cool hammer. And the next page...
Slimer hammer. You got the pogo hammer!
He looks so badass! Alright, John, practice with your new weapon. Oh shit, we gotta wait for Vlad to come back.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, just in time. We're a couple pages ahead, and it's time for Rose. We're on the John practice with new weapon.
Pogo hammer!
He looks so badass.
Boing 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 boing.
He's stimming.
Imagine how hard that would actually be to wield.
Honestly, though, yeah.
Definitely would do some damage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Exotic weapon specialization.
Okay. So the pestalog time.
Yep.
What did you do?
I combined the cards and the lathe thingy and I made this. It's so sweet. Man, look at me go.
I see. That was a really good idea, John. Nice work.
Thanks. I got the idea from Harry Anderson.
Who?
You know the show Night Court?
No.
Oh, well, bottom line is, he's awesome. That's really all there is to say on the matter.
Alright, attack the nearest input to test Pogo Hammer strength. Boing.
You get a vicious rhythmic bouncing combo going and easily slay the imp in one blow. You and the pogo ride are catapulted sky high in the process.
All right,
So he's Amy Rose now.
All right. You see the pogo all the way up in the air, and on the next page, it falls down into the tree.
Knocks an imp out.
Yep. Next page, there's a nice hole. Sweet catch.
Sweet catch.
All right.
Sweet catch.
Da, 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 da. And then we see, yes, that's right. At the end of last time, we saw some big old hands coming up on the back. Now we see some big old feet in the house. And then we see it in the tree. And more big old hands climbing up. All right, Rose. Pester John. Hey, that was a pretty, nice,
Sweet catch.
Save. Oh yeah, that. This is pretty comfy. Why don't you just, like, carry the bed around with me on it? Up to the gate up there.
I won't interact with you directly or anything that you are touching if it will result in moving you. See?
Oh, lame.
The game probably regards that as a kind of cheating. In a way, thieving you of your free will as an adventurer, and the need to advance your own skill by your own skill and ingenuity. The server player is just a facilitator.
Well, okay. All that scurrying around kind of wore me out. I think I'm gonna rest here for a bit. Rose, can you keep the imps at bay? Like, drop some stuff on them if they sneak too close?
No, you should pick up your hammer and defend yourself.
What? Come on.
I have no idea what the hell Dave is up to, or if he's any closer to recovering the game. There's some stuff I'd like to try in case he doesn't come through.
Oh, alright. I'm just gonna rest my eyes here for a second, though. And we get a sound page.
Toby Fox.
Toby Fox.
Oh my god, the
Creator of
fox is
Sans
back.
Undertale himself.
That's the first Toby Fox song. It's really just that short little moment there.
Well, I mean, he's got to be busy at work writing his real magnum opus, The Baby Is You.
Well, this was 2009. What was Toby Fox doing in 2009 besides Homestuck?
I think he was doing the Halloween hack of Earthbound.
Oh, gotcha.
Would have come out around that time.
All right, Rose, check Alchemy Excursus.
Looks like a sort of index documenting all the known results for punch card alchemy combinations. This could be a convenient resource as you start to stumble on more useful card combinations. But ever since John started punching cards, you've been contemplating other ways this item manufacturing system could be put to use. In particular, if you obtain the code for any item at your disposal, you think you could theoretically send the code to John and he could make it himself. That is, if you can think of anything that would be worth sending to him.
Rose, capture log the Spurb server CD.
You eject the disk and capture log the server CD.
Rose, message John the capture code. You see, there's no capture code.
Oh god damn it.
Which is very smart. Like, that's a really great idea she had, but unfortunately it was all for naught. Yeah. Alright, next page we see the fire is very closely encroaching on the mausoleum. And then next we see the generator not having a good time. And then the laptop dies. Face palm, 2 times combo! Alright, we got another sound one.
It's probably good to keep in mind as a reaction GIF.
What an interesting shaped cloud. And then you see he's got a message there on his handheld. Like the Harry Anderson
No, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Those clouds, definitely.
All right. And we got a nice pester log here.
Hey,
Whoa, there you are.
how's your adventure going, John?
It's okay. I'm making some progress, and Rose finally connected again, so she's helping me now.
Good.
Oh, but, like, I don't think I'm actually saving the world here. I don't know what I'm really accomplishing, but I guess it's not that.
Well, I think whatever it is, it must be pretty important. Don't lose hope, John. I think it will all turn out for the best if you stay positive. Just keep listening to your grandmother's advice.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, I don't think I mentioned Nana to you, did I?
Oh, I don't know, didn't you?
I don't know. Maybe you talked to Rose or Dave about it or something?
Yeah, maybe that was it.
They're really weird when they talk to me about you. They're, like, always trying to convince me you have some spooky powers, but I'm always like, no, she seems like a pretty regular girl to me.
Did you laugh? I don't know. Did Discord pick it
Yes,
up?
I
Oh,
did.
okay.
My mic didn't pick it up.
Rip. Oh no.
But then...
There we go.
D.
Also, D, colon D. Also, hello, Renata. Welcome.
Colon these nuts.
Colon D's nuts, yeah.
but then when I think back, maybe there are times when it seems like you know some things. Like, maybe you know more about a thing than you're telling me? I don't know.
Oh, well, John, I want to explain lots of things to you. Some things that I know, I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
Oh, John, I forgot. I was messaging you about that meteor that fell near my house.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to that?
Oh boy, well, turns out I was confused about it. Really confused. So I guess I fell asleep for a while and lost track of time. Happens.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Maybe you should, like, wear an alarm clock or something? So what was the deal with that meteor?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I know what it is now, and I know everything is going to be okay.
So what is it? Or is this just another thing you're waiting to tell me?
Oh, gosh, John, I really want to tell you all this stuff, but I can't yet. I really think you need to wake up first.
Huh?
Well, okay, not literally. Well, okay, maybe kinda literally.
Ugh! Stop being so confusing.
Well, anyway, time for you to go, John. I think you have some company.
Heart emoji.
Arden Gnostic GG ceased pestering ectobiologist EB at question mark?
That's right, because time doesn't
Very
exist where
proper.
John's at.
Yep.
All right, John, quickly grab the pogo hammer.
To quote the immortal Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks, Tom is different in this realm.
Yeah, basically. All right.
Also, Garden Gnostic sounds like a sussy baka right now, but maybe that's a red herring.
You'll find out. All right, so John's
Sure.
John's picking up his
It's just a
hammer.
bit of narcolepsy.
Yeah, you know. All right. John
You
has.
stick the pogo hammer back in your strife specibus and get ready to kill more of these pesky little... Huh? What's that?
What is it? Let's see. Some big old feet, some big old hands. Grabbing the big old book. And then next up, cowering with his new friend.
Rose, why aren't you dropping something on that thing? Oh no, D colon.
John, be the imp. It's you, Orville. Oh, okay.
You be the imp and quickly abscond the fuck out of there. This is what weaker adversaries do whenever things get too hot to handle, which is frequently.
All right, John, prepare for a boss battle.
You stop being the imp because that was stupid, and scurry over to your magic chest that you suddenly remembered was on the roof. There are some things in here that would be good to stock up on for a major battle. But it looks like someone has plundered your chest. This is so outrageous.
Right, next up. There's a foot in the window. Climbing up the house. And then we see...
You are being ambushed. There isn't much room to maneuver on this sloping roof. Maybe you should consider making your way to higher ground.
John, ascend to the highest point of the house.
You go up here.
John, look down.
You peek over the edge.
Okay, and then he looks over. He doesn't see the handcuffs on the tree.
Already seems like a long way down to your yard, not even to speak of whatever's below. Hey, weren't your trick handcuffs dangling from that branch earlier? Damn it, why do imps gotta be making off with all your sweet gear?
John, turn around. And there he sees crude ogres.
You are confronted with a pair of enormous foes. This is it. You've no choice but to wage a fierce rooftop battle. This is totally going to happen now and could no way conceivably be interrupted by a sudden shift in our attention. It's go time. It's time to do this thing. Is this is this being read in Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff voice?
You
or...
know it.
Okay. Oh, well, I thought one of you would be doing it, given that, or should I just read it?
Just do it, yeah, you're good.
We're doing it, man. We're making this happen!
Alright, Dave, stop being the other guy.
Oh, was that red text, Dave?
Nah, it was just text.
We're doing it, man. We're making this happen. Okay, You stop being the other guy. You're not sure what that meant anyways.
Oh, I'm so excited. Dave was sent to the highest point of this building.
Okay. Well, this goes, I'm gonna quick run because my dinner's ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I will be right back.
You're fucking through it.
Psych.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Times 2 double psych out combo.
Pretty fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole, like, the way that it's choreographed to the music is just so fucking good.
No, yeah.
Oh, man. So now anytime you climb up a flight of stairs, I hope you think of that song. You'll feel so fucking cool. Alrighty.
Do we continue or wait for Vlad to return?
Perhaps. I see Vlad's character moves a little bit, so I think that it's close by. We can keep going, and then if we can always just shoot this. Oh, you are back. Perfect. Okay. All right. We watched.
Tomato soup.
Oh hell yeah!
You are now the wayward vagabond.
WV retreat.
Got him already.
All right, WV examine rotten pumpkin.
What pumpkin?
Yeah. He doesn't get the joke. So, What Pumpkin is the website that Hussey sold his merch through. It was originally a joke about, what's it called? Quantum physics? From his previous story. What's it called? Something, I'm blanking on the name of his previous story.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, I'm mad because I used to know what it was. Other stories from Andrew Hussey. It was Problem Sleuth. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Problem Sleuth. Yeah, it was a joke about quantum physics from Problem Sleuth. All right. WV, check the little red bar.
Okay. It appears to be a gauge for a large power cell, perhaps fueled by some type of nuclear reaction. If this is the case, it is relatively low on fuel, but who knows how long it has been running here. You do not care about this sort of nonsense and you will disregard it at once. You are very hungry.
I'm very hungry. WV, capsuled a can of gravy.
I'm so hungry, I could eat an octorock! Capsulog, you have no idea what that means. It is total nonsense and you do not know what to make of it. You will not give the foolish notion a second thought.
Man, I don't have that as a command. Alright, WV, pick up the can.
I would redeem points for Octorock redemption, but I am saving up to dethrone and attack Johnny Sims bot.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in all my new commands tomorrow. I haven't done them yet, and I promise I'll put in your Koroks, even though I don't know what other Kingdom Hearts games have puppies. I'm sure I'll play another game at some point that has collectibles. Alright, WV, pick up the can of gravy. Just pick it up.
You just pick it up. You are now holding the can of gravy.
WV, use sharp teeth to poke a hole in the lid of the can.
Your teeth are useless for the task. They are blunt like that of livestock, presumably suitable for mashing up plant matter, and not for puncturing metal.
WV, attempt to open can with your weak, pathetic digits.
Your weak, pathetic digits are not strong enough to penetrate the can. Your fingers are certainly pointy enough, and your black carapace is suitably rigid, but you just don't have enough muscle for the task.
WV, take the can labeled beans.
Okay, you take that too.
WV, examine can of custard.
The can clearly reads mustard, a fact of which you are perfectly well aware. It is sort of cumbersome holding all these cans at once. You doubt you can hold many more than this, maybe one or two. You'll need to find something to put stuff in if you want to carry a lot of things around.
WV, examine marking on wrist.
You drop all the cans and take a look at your wrist.
Okay, on the next page.
Which is very, very, very sexy. That WB has a carapace, I mean. It is a sort of unspecialized barcode pattern. This brings back unpleasant memories and you'd prefer not to dwell on it.
WV, examine the small potted plant.
What plant?
He's having a little burp. WV, check book on human etiquette.
Here's half the pages of this book have been eaten. The daunting volume is considerably lighter than what's was.
That's right, because he was typing to John through his little viewing portal in all caps, and then suddenly learned about etiquette and says please and thank you instead of saying, "You there, boy!" Alright, next page.
You're somewhat skeptical of the nutritional value contained by these pages. But, however, of the practical wisdom they contain, there can be little doubt. You've learned so much.
Sustenance, intermediary, consumption. WV, clear out all the cans inside the purple machine.
You empty the peculiar cabinet and take a quick inventory of your canned goods. You have beans, mustard, gravy, bread, shrimp, asparagus, peas, rice, corn, peas, flour, chestnuts, mayo, ham, potatoes, and squash. Such bountiful plenty, and yet the delights taunt you from within their small metal prisons.
WV search room for can opener.
You've already looked all over the place for a can opener, even making a few electronic inquiries about one, to no avail. Nothing else inside the purple thing either.
WV locate a nearby sharp object.
You wield your trusty knife. It is actually you're not sure what they're called. It's an old rusted one of those red mailbox arm swing flappy doodads, either for letting you know there is mail in the box, or maybe for alerting the mailman to outgoing mail to be collected. You don't know, really. You've wrapped a little piece of cloth around for the grip. It is useless for opening cans.
I wonder where he got that. Interesting. Any ideas?
Yep.
All right, WV.
I very much assume this guy's wasteland is under the spire John is on.
Makes sense to me. All right, WV, be the imp.
This means nothing to you. You are not an imp. You have no idea what an imp is, and you will not entertain such frivolous and childish ideas ever again. You feel stupid and hate yourself a little for even considering it.
WV, become the mayor of Cantown.
As the glorious founder and mayor of Cantown, you erected a dignified, majestic city hall out of cans, fittingly capped off with a tome of good manners for the roof. You've given yourself a very official and important-looking mayoral sash made out of old cables to complete your look of authority. A number of rather civic-minded citizen cans gather in front of the building to offer adultation to their fair and magnanimous leader. All is well.
Okay, next page.
You immerse yourself in this beautiful dream as you whittle away the minutes, or perhaps hours. You love the idea of being a mayor. You love everything about mayors and the concept of an orderly civil democracy. It all seems so mannerly and reasonable to you. Everyone is friendly and happy, and the city runs like clockwork. The foundation of the government is based on mutual respect between the leader and its people. It is also built off of having a really great mayor that everyone loves, who is totally amazing and heroic and brave.
God, I wish I could relate to that.
I like the diagram.
Yeah, he's so cute. I wish we had a good mayor.
Same.
Right. Next page.
Actually, I don't know Walpole's mayor very well, so... Oops.
Yeah. Alright.
Mayors are so much better than kings. You hate kings and you think kings are really stupid. They are petty, bossy tyrants and are really full of themselves and are basically awful in every way. God, do you hate kings?
Lore.
Based.
It's lore.
Oh, okay. I assume there's going to be some payoff to that, but also just, based. I think that local democracy on the local level is actually a pretty good thing, and monarchies are very bad.
Hell fucking yeah.
And I would vote for this dude if he ran for mayor in my town.
Yeah. My Animal Crossing New Leaf character was named Vagabond, because in that game you could become a mayor. Alright, WV, explore west of Cantown.
Over here is the other side of the room. There is another one of those purple storage boxes and some useless objects scattered on the floor.
WV, use glowing green rock to open cans.
You pick up the nugget of uranium and... Oh, that was so stupid. Why would you do that? Interestingly, he has a carapace and a skeleton.
Yeah, why not? He's not of this world. Alright, WV.
No, I'm just
yeah.
observing his anatomy.
Ooh, observing anatomy, you say? You sly dog. Alright, examine box of crayons.
It's chalk, numbnuts.
Next page.
Inside the box, there are 12 pieces of chalk in every color of the 10 pieces of chalk in most colors of the rainbow. You are excited by this.
It's the green ones. WV, try to open the storage box.
It's locked. There must be some sort of release mechanism for this thing.
Examine contents of yellow container.
The container is full of motor oil.
Oil.
Does this not seem useful to you right now?
Rescue that poor lightning bug.
There is nothing you can do for this new little friend. Attempting to crush the ember encasing the firefly would likely cause it harm. It nevertheless bravely flashes on. You find its light alluring, inspiring. To you, it seems as if it could quite easily serve as the light of...
Next page.
Democracy.
Use the chalk to draw some roads.
You sketch a handsome network of sprawling thoroughfares for your citizens to traverse. The adoring population applauds its mayor's keen instincts for city planning. You even add some lush vegetation to your city with a piece of blue chalk, because you can't seem to find a more suitable color for some reason.
I love it's Can Parkway, Can Boulevard, and Can Street. Lay a chalk foundation for Cantown civic growth.
You develop westward, settling those fertile plains and claiming them for your city. You section off a number of residential and commercial zones for civic growth, ranged in the only logical pattern that occurs to you. You color the residential zones with your piece of white chalk, but for some reason none of the colors in the box strike you as suitable for the commercial zones. Perhaps there is an alternative.
Use your own pee for the commercial zones.
You cannot urinate because you have not had anything to drink in quite some time. You are very thirsty. Also, that is a really terrible idea, and you would not consider befouling your wonderful city in that way for even a moment.
But also, commercial zones being made of pee makes sense if he wants to have capitalism in his society. Use motor oil to designate commercial zones.
You fill each empty square with a bit of motor oil to complete the zoning. It looks rather striking to you. You can hardly imagine that an up-and-coming young can trying to make it in the world would not be delighted to live in your fair district. You're very careful not to get any of the unpleasant fluid on your person.
Peel label from can of mayo and affix to sash. And then he scribbled an R on it.
R on it, yeah. Survey surroundings in search of more... Oh, you read these.
Yeah, that's okay. Survey surroundings in search of more terrain for the city.
Seems you have run out of territory for your western expansion, but there's still a lot of empty wall space. Perhaps your citizens would be happier with a colorful backdrop that would make them feel more at home.
Okay, next page.
Using most of your imagination in an entire piece of sky blue chalk, you render a bright and cheerful sky full of clouds. You've decided that very closely orbiting your city is a luminous planet, around which orbits a single moon. You switch to another shade of blue and continue rendering on the western wall.
Okay, next up.
Orbiting much further from your city are 4 planets. None of these have satellites, you've decided. Yes, that makes sense, you think. I am sure this is not foreshadowing for anything.
No, not at all. Okay, next.
And on the southern wall, beyond an impenetrable veil of darkness, occupying the furthest orbit yet, there is an ominous planet. A moon circles this one too.
Boing 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 boing.
It's funny because your character bounces when you say it.
One of Vlad's voice roles should be listed as Pogo Hammer.
Yeah.
Pogo Hammer
Nice.
voice.
I'll have to put that in the spreadsheet. Yes, I'm a freak, and I made a spreadsheet last week.
I do remember it.
Yep, that's for the audience, but yeah.
If we roll credits at the end of Homestuck,
Yes.
we should have all of our listings of who we voiced.
Oh, that's perfect. Hold on. I'm gonna write it down now.
I guess I will have to make a whole credit sequence for us then.
Beautiful. All right, check that rampaging boy on the screen.
Oh yeah, it's that guy. We'd almost forgotten about him and his confusing shenanigans. It seems like he has things well in hand at the moment. He does not appear to need your help, and you've already concluded that he cannot help you, at least for the time being.
Turn on the other 3
Boing,
screens.
boing, boing.
You have no idea how to turn these on. There's no mouse for this weird quadra-monitored computer. It can only be operated through text commands from its keyboard. Perhaps there is a special key or command which will allow you to switch to another monitor?
WV, press tab. He presses the tab button.
Also
then...
note that it's a fucking Mac.
Boom. And Orville, tell me what's inside the container that burst open.
Tab. It's like the episode of Simpsons where Homer presses a tab key and hopes it'll order him a tab.
Yeah, exactly. We looked into it today. Tab was discontinued because of declining popularity in the year of 2020.
There's just no more Homestuck to command.
Yeah. Made me very sad.
Homestuck. You needed to do better.
Yeah. We need to
You had all the Fago. You
Yeah.
had all the Fago, but we were sharing that with the Juggalos. So
Yeah.
we needed to get onto the tab.
Homestuck and Juggalos united to make sure Fago did not go out of business. Like, legit.
Well, you see, obviously, it's one of those, like, it's obviously one of those big moral choices you have to make in the game. You can only save one of the two. There's Tab or Fago. And you could get the Juggalo faction on board for Fago, but not Tab.
So I feel like it would be like Morbius 2, you know? Like, everyone memeing on Morbius so hard it comes back to theaters only to nobody want to see it. So everybody just like storming Coca-Cola headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, in Homestuck cosplay, demanding Tab comes back. And then it comes back into stores and no one buys it.
Coca-Cola already just won't sell Mellow Yellow around where I live, and it's insane.
Alright, visit New York then, bitch. Alright, well, watch him go absolutely fucking nutty. He's so happy to have Tab. Maybe we consume several cans.
Me with Mellow Yellow. Me. At some point, we should edit that so they're just cans of Mellow Yellow. You free the heavenly brown elixir from the jewels of pink carapace and imbibe like the wind. It is so sweet and sugary. You wonder how so much sugar can fit into one can. Whatever mighty wizard concocted this potion is truly deserving of your fear and respect.
WV, welcome the rest into the city.
The Tabs are naturalized as loyal new citizens of Can Town. All cans are welcome and equal in your city, regardless of can content, and whether empty or full. It's not like emptying a can kills it or anything. They are just cans, after all.
WV, hit escape.
Feeling refreshed and heavily caffeinated, you go back to work on the big computer. You hit escape, which seems to minimize the action window thingy and reveals a history of all the commands you have entered.
And then next up, we see all the things you said. Yeah, I'm not gonna read them out because I read them all, you know.
Yep.
He becomes so civil.
So much.
So much has been said.
Yeah. Use the arrow key to scroll up a bit. Can't believe how much you've already typed into this stupid contraption. What a waste of time.
Next page.
You scroll all the way up to your first command. It looks like there are more commands above it. Maybe someone was entering commands on this thing before you? There aren't any more. At the top of this list appears to be the very first command.
WV type arrow switch 2. Switch 2 mentioned! Whoa!
Homestuck predicted the Nintendo Switch 2. You activate Screen 2. The signal is garbled and you have no idea what you're looking at. Some sort of filthy beggar pleading for help? No one is around and nothing is happening. You seem to be locked out of any sort of interaction with whatever is happening on this monitor.
That's Repan the Learned, obviously. Type arrow switch 3. Ooh, I can't wait for switch 3.
Another one of these rapscallions. This monitor is locked too. You can't tell him what to do. Not that you really want to, since it just looks like more confusing nonsense to you. Consider switching to Screen 4, but decide against it. You have a feeling that whatever's there will just confuse you even more, and you don't really care all that much anyways.
Type arrow home.
All 4 screens activate. Together they display a countdown, starting at 4 hours and 13 minutes.
Type arrow reboot.
Oh my god, it's the number!
The number for one team and
The
for one team.
Is all of Homestuck just an elaborate psyop just to get people to react to 413 in any
You have no
capacity?
fucking idea.
I'm giving up on doing Rose Lalonde's house because no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm playing Sims in the background for everyone watching, and I've been making John's house. And I just
Yeah.
looked up Rose's house, and like that one makes even less sense than Rose's or than John's.
Yeah.
Makes sense for her architecture to be non-Euclidean.
None of this geometry that Hussey has made is Euclidean. Rose's
yeah.
is just worse.
Later on, when you get to meet more characters, a lot of people who wanted to cosplay new characters were like, how the fuck do I style my wig? You will eventually see.
You can't! Nothing is working anymore. The timer seems to have disabled the keyboard.
WVB the mayor.
Enough of this nonsense. You are an important mayor, and this absurd contraption has wasted enough of your time. You've got a city to govern with a carapist fist, which is to say, firm yet polished and supple as the situation demands. Anyway, this will help you kill some time while you wait for that clock to count down.
Create employment opportunities for the citizen cans.
You temporarily dismantle City Hall to free up all the can power available to make a vigilant town militia. You divide them into two groups, marking them with distinct teams and ranks using the piece of white chalk and the motor oil. You then organize them in phalanx across the countryside, preparing for a stiff training regimen. When you're through with them, your forces will be a well-oiled machine. Chalk another one up to bold leadership.
Yay, sound page. Lead your men to victory.
You waste more than 4 hours on this tomfoolery.
I could just watch him play for hours. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. So now he's got 4 minutes left. More in the loss of Citizen tab.
Your caffeinated jittering must have agitated all the little bubbles curiously hidden in the liquid, creating too much pressure in the can. You speculated this is why it exploded as you nervously eye the timer. You're starting to wonder what will happen when it reaches 0. Maybe it would be best not to be near it when this happens.
Minutes in the future. So perhaps not as... Oh, that's... Sorry, my bad.
Though perhaps not as few as implied by circumstance. A peregrine mendicant trundles precious cargo beneath the gleam of the celestially ominous.
So you open that up, and it's more of those cool pages. We see the peregrine mendicant walking around with a shopping cart full of post boxes. And then there's something coming in the sky behind them, and we don't know exactly what it is, and they are not aware. Go outside and get some sun.
You say a bittersweet goodbye to your beloved city. It is time to move on to greener pastures, by which of course you mean an arid, sandy wasteland upon which nothing green has grown in years.
Next page.
The door shuts behind you. A panel on the door becomes illuminated. As you ponder over the marks on the panel, you hear another mechanical sound overhead.
Next up. Plunk. There's some bars. Next up.
The LCD panel appears to have a touchscreen interface.
Curiously prod the funny-looking spirograph.
It appears the funny-looking spirograph room is locked.
Okay, next up.
The floor rotates a full 360 degrees beneath you, while the surrounding wall seems to stay put.
Select the triangly fractal.
The triangly fractal room does not appear to be locked.
The floor turns 120... Oh, my bad.
The floor turns 120 degrees and the door opens.
Okay, next up.
You go through the door to find another room. It's the same size as the other one you just wasted all that time in, while a clock was ticking down to something which may or may not be your doom. Maybe there's something in here that will help you escape. Against the wall, there is another perplexing contraption.
Let's see what it is.
Against the opposite wall is some sort of control panel which catches your eye. It has two large screens, but only one appears to be active. There are fields for numbers which appear to be modifiable with the dials to the right. Some numbers are already supplied by default, perhaps entered by the previous user. There are a few buttons below, the largest one bearing the symbol marking this room. Also, it looks like there is a meter stick propped up there for some reason.
A meter stick. Interesting. Attach your trusty knife to the meter stick.
You immediately craft a measuring spear through possibly the most advanced form of alchemy employed thus far. This is obviously the most important thing to do first. Obviously!
Next up.
Or it would obviously be the most important thing to do if you had remembered to bring your trusty knife. You feel so insecure without your trusty knife. It makes you want to slit your wrists, or at the very least, flog your carapace with some sort of measuring apparatus.
Look at the other wall.
You examine the perplexing contraption across the room. You of course have no idea what it could possibly do. You adopt the only obvious course of action, which is to poke and prod it with your handy ruler. You're quite sure this is what science is all about.
Press the triangle pattern.
You go back to the control panel, which probably obviously controls the gizmo, and you push the big blue button, which is obviously probably the most obvious thing to push.
Next up.
You purify a pumpkin!
Yeah, some curious thing carved into it. Examine pumpkin.
It seems this mysterious gourd was transported, purified, from a specific time and location somewhere on this planet you are on. You wonder if the machine, a purifier, will take any object that exists at whatever time and location you supply. There's a symbol carved on the pumpkin. You don't know what it means, and you doubt it will ever prove to be relevant in any way.
Devour pumpkin. Nibble, nibble.
Consider dining on the ripe flesh of the plump vegetable, but your curiosity about the purifier gets the better of you. You try to sneak a nibble from the pumpkin nonetheless.
Inspect green buttons.
You first examine the attractive green buttons. The icon for the one on the left is that house shape you've seen plenty of times before. The right one on closer inspection appears to be the map for this underground facility, with an X marking its center.
Press green button on right.
You push the button, all the numbers change. Perhaps these are the coordinates for the location of the center of this facility, along with the local date and time? If this is the case, it would make a useful reference point for your current bearings.
Fiddle with the dials.
One way to find out would be to attempt to purify something from this facility. It should be easy to zero in on a location relative to the center because you have an uncanny knack for tracking precise distances you have already traversed in whichever units you choose. Your handy ruler gives you a good clue as to the basic unit of human measurement. You will go with that. Well, again, I like the little animations of him walking.
Purify your trusty knife.
You nudge the coordinates very slightly and bump up the elevation by 0.5 human measurement units. You make sure to keep the time approximately what it was to begin with. You purify your trusty knife.
Purify Cantown.
You nudge the numbers a bit more and purify a bunch of cans. This is so much more efficient than walking back to the other room to get them. You are to believe that time is at a premium after all.
Purify the pumpkin.
Does this machine look like a de-purifier to you? Honestly, the idea that a purifier could both purify and de-purify things is so laughably ridiculous. You wish that someone would de-purify your brain and re-purify it with a brain that is more smart and less dumb.
That's a good reaction image, too.
Yes, that's another good one. We're getting a lot of them today.
Yeah. Use trusty knife to carve spook schema and pumpkin.
What the hell are you talking about? That idea makes no sense at all and is basically meaningless. Try using that mushy stuff in your gourd next time. Instead, you just carve off the top, exposing a decadent cache of gorgeous seed-laden ambrosia. Needless to say, you consume all of it rather quickly, but it turns out to be too gross for us to watch.
Boo! I want pumpkin mukbang.
Yeah, I want to see this dude chow down on the pumpkin.
Yeah. Trans girls, rise up. WV move spirograph switch.
You cannot move it. It has a spirograph-shaped indentation and will possibly require a special kind of key to turn it.
A purified firefly out of the amber. And it worked! Yay!
You release your blinky new friend. You will give her a name when something suitably whimsical occurs to you.
Adjust time dial to a purified rotten pumpkin.
You and Serenity continue new ways to waste more time with the Purifier. You are assuming she is a girl firefly, even though you are not really sure that fireflies can even be girls. You target the extremely tasty rotten pumpkin that was sitting in the other room hours ago. I will say that, you know, yeah, you probably shouldn't assume, Serenity's gender, but also, I don't think fireflies believe in gender like most animals. They are more advanced than humans and just believe in food.
And flashy butt.
Yes.
Because that means it's time to fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Well, get your freak on is something that most animals believe in as well.
Exactly. Do I get her gag? I don't.
I do. Serenity was Serenity was the name of the movie adaptation of the show Firefly.
Oh. Okay.
So the Firefly is named Serenity.
Gotcha. Clever. Alright.
Targeted.
It seems the Purifier cannot purify something if it will create a time paradox. A gelatinous ghost pumpkin appears and quickly dissolves into a pile of unappetizing sludge.
Purify the grate over the entrance to the facility.
Serenity blinks a message of urgency. You nearly forgot that while trapped in amber, she was witness to all your tomfoolery and dilly-dallying in the other room and knows the timer is about to expire. It is time to get this show on the road and escape. You reset the coordinates with the right green button again, and this time only adjust the elevation by approximately 10 human measurement units.
And next up, we see the grate be purified, and then we get an audio page. Aw, poor guy. Psych question mark? He fell all the way down. Oh, wait. On psych.
You attempt the rare and highly dangerous 5 times cliffhanger combo and fail. We are doing it, man. We are making this happen.
WV Ascend.
No.
We learned a lot there, didn't we?
Yes.
So yeah, we basically learned Wayward Vagabond was actually in the ruins of where Rose used to live, and a curious tree was growing in the ruins of where John used to live. And we learned about the origin of some kind of island out in the middle of the Pacific.
Yep. We also learned that Dad is a prisoner of imps, although not anymore. Or he was. That's what happened to the handcuffs.
Mm-hmm. And Rose is fucked.
I think that was the first glimpse of Big Bro in a from it's not like silhouette.
Yeah, pretty cool, right? Rose is fucked.
I'm pretty
Dave
sure
is ready to
it's him.
square off.
Since he has the same Squirtle sunglasses.
Yeah.
He's
All right, next up.
End of Act 2.
Yep. So
Which is going to be a good time for us to take stretch breaks and go to the bathroom.
stretch break.
Good job.
All right, we'll be back in like a minute. I'll leave this here. Y'all can watch the curtain close repetitively.
Take my fucking bowl down.
I'm proud of you, Shrapnel. Very proud of you. Do you feel better now? Oh, that's weird. My captions were showing up under Orville's name. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry, did I hear my name?
Yeah, it was funny because I was, I don't know where you placed your headphones, but I was talking to Shrap, and then it showed up under your captions, too.
Oh, I think I hung them up next, just on my, the TV that serves as my monitor.
Oh, gotcha.
There, so.
What's up, fuckers? Did y'all piss hard?
I'm still sitting in the same chair that I was in because I pissed before stream.
Gotta remember the golden rule: piss hard, party harder.
I'm gonna quote you on that one.
Yeah. That is a good quote. Yeah, my mic is on a headset, so my mic is right next to my headphones. So without my head in the way, I imagine that would
Gotta get you one of those, one of the fucking cheap Fine ones off Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm using. It's like
Alright.
maybe $30. Maybe it's gone up because tariffs, but it's pretty cheap for a mic. And it works.
Alrighty, so we read Act 1, which was 247 pages, and Act 5, which was 511. Act 3 is only...
Act 2, which is 511?
Yes.
I don't think we read Act 5.
Act 2 is 511.
Okay.
Alright, and then Act 3 is a little bit shorter at 395. So if we're lucky, we might be able to get it read in the entirety of today.
Certainly we could get most of it done.
Yeah. If not, it's okay, because the thing after that is quite short. So.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me switch to my next playlist. And then we can start. Dear John. Oh, Nana gets to read this. Nana gets to read this.
Nana!
Nana moment, Nana moment, Nana moment.
Oh.
Nana go, oh! Nana's running.
Oh, this isn't dad or Colonel Sassacre.
Old expired Cheerios.
Ew.
Oh.
To prove that I
Both
really
of
am
which
the
I
mayor, I
voice,
guess.
but Nana voices Nana.
Yep.
Was your name a reference to is your name Nana a reference to Homestuck in that regard?
No.
Or is it coincidental?
It's coincidental.
Okay.
Well, my name partially came from my own Nana, but her name didn't come from the fact that she was a Nana, it came from the fact that her name was Annabelle.
Ah.
Yes, as a nickname.
Dear John, you are no doubt reading this as a handsome and strapping young man. Why, the man grit needed to lift the... Wait, isn't
What?
this Dad?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
All right.
Why, the man grit needed to lift the book of itself a sign of your maturity, not even to speak of the wisdom needed to grasp the nuance of Sassacre's time-tested mischief. I am so proud of you, grandson. How I wish I could have delivered this heirloom to you in the flesh, but I'm afraid it wasn't in the cards. For you see, John, like you, this book must yet take a journey. Its journey will end on the final day of my life, and even then will continue some, though I suppose that will be up to your father. Perhaps he will discuss it with you one day when he and you are ready. But it is your journey I am writing about to wish you luck. There will come a day when you will be thrust into another world, and once you arrive, that is only the beginning. You will soon delve even deeper into a realm of warring royalty in a timeless expanse. A realm of agents and exiles and consorts and colonel sprites, of toiling underlings and slumbering denizens. A realm where four will gather, the heir of breath and seer of light, the knight of time and witch of space, and together they will ascend. John, if only you knew how important you were. I regret my passing came so early in your life, and yet I feel in my heart we've already met. What I know for sure is that we will meet again. Until then, John, I do hope your father keeps you well fed.
So that's why he made John so many cakes. That's probably just he's like, this has the most calories. I will just feed my son as many of these as possible. Therefore, I will keep him well fed, like Nana says to.
Yeah.
With love, Nana. Yes.
Yay! Thank you, Nana. All right, it's Act 3, bitches.
A silly girl naps by her flowers. It's quite likely that she tired herself out with a variety of silly antics, as silly girls are often known to do. She may have a silly name too, or maybe not. It is hard to say for sure without asking her. But since she's slumbering peacefully, it would be a shame to wake her up. You might as well just give her a name right now.
And her name.
Just imagining that to the tune of the SpongeBob SquarePants song.
Farm stink, but last. Farm stink,
farm stink, but last. Farm stink, but last. Farm stink.
Farm stink.
But last.
I
they
guess.
had
Very
someone to play
fitting
the
since
flute.
she has the flute next to her.
Yeah.
I guess her name is Farm Stink.
Wake up!
You try to roust Farm Stink from her slumber, but she is really down for the count. It looks as if she is holding some sort of note.
Retrieve arms from...
They're right there, in plain sight. Look, they are flashing red.
Drop pumpkin on farm stink.
What pumpkin? You see no pumpkin, and frankly, it's hard to imagine there ever was a pumpkin, in plain sight or otherwise. Anyway, that would be a terrible thing to do to poor, sweet Farm Stink.
And you see it gets purified, or disappearified. That's where WB got the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Read note. It's you, Vlad.
Farm stink. That is incredibly silly and a little bit rude. My name is...
Try again. Jade Harley.
Jade Harley.
Next.
So we now have the last of John's circle of chat room chums.
Yep.
Cool.
Alrighty. Here's a really cool fact about Jade, is that the icon on her shirt is always changing because Hussey had so many different choices that it was a contest or slash poll, I guess, and whatever the top 3 choices that day that the panel was made would be cycling on her shirt in the form of a GIF, and then eventually one was the winner, and that would be the one that was the most popular. So that's a little fun fact for you.
That is interesting because everyone else's was just very straightforwardly fits their character.
Yeah. So right now hers
And
is
to
a
be
pumpkin.
fair, this is quite straightforward for her character.
Yeah, you'll see. Examine room.
Oh yeah, she.
See, now it's a leaf.
Okay, yeah. Your name is Jade. You've just awoken from a restful nap, and as usual, you have no recollection of having fallen asleep. You have quite a number of interests. So many, in fact, you have trouble keeping track of them all, even with an assortment of colorful reminders on your fingers to help you sort out everything on your mind. Nevertheless, when you spend time in your garden atrium, the only thing in your mind is your deep passion for horticulture. What will you do?
You can't lead a horticulture. Alright, Jade.
Okay, that one was good.
Thank you. I stole that from Michelle Visage. This one's an interactive one. You get to play on your keyboard.
Let's see.
Toot, 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 toot.
Oh, it is possible? Do you know the keys to it? I typed out Homestuck and it didn't play it.
Nana, to be fair, I know how to play a flute, and I still don't know how to play Showtime on this. Little Vlad lore for you.
I'm making her spin. Spin. All right.
Rolling girl, da 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 da. Get out the Hatsune Miku flag.
You just need a. There just needs to be a Sonic pack where you play as Jade, and her spin dash animation is just that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Wow,
Alright.
you really suck at this thing. Maybe you should try playing an instrument you actually know how to play instead. Like the one in your bedroom. Honestly, you have no idea where this flute even came from. Things seem to appear and disappear around here all the time. Especially, to your unending chagrin, any sort of large orange gourd that might be lying around. You consider throwing down the flute in disgust.
Jade Capsulog flute.
On second thought, it was a perfectly nice flute and there is no reason to take your frustration out on it. You just need some practice. But before you capsulog the flute, you will need to set your fetch modus first.
Jade set modus. So there's a whole bunch of little moduses here. All of them are different. We got Boggle, Pictionary, Monopoly, Yahtzee, Clue, Connect 4, Jenga, Battleship, Ouija, Guess Who, Operation, and Memory.
You have a wide variety of fetch modi to choose from. You were really excited when your grandpa brought you this modus set for Christmas. He is a total badass, even if a little strict. You typically opt for the memory modus when it comes to matters of day-to-day practicality.
Select Memory.
You set your modus to memory and capsulog the flute. You allot 9 cards to the modus from your deck since that will be more than enough for your needs at the moment. The modus grabs 9 more cards for matching purposes. The flute is split up on 2 blank cards and mixed randomly into the grid. To retrieve the item, you must first pick 1 card and then pick its matching card. For the typical Silodexer, this modus presents a frustrating guessing game and a lot of wasted time on mismatching, but you like it because you seem to have a knack for always guessing right on the first try.
Squeal like a piglet and fertilize some plants.
It is an awfully silly idea and is basically a waste of everyone's time. You'll predictably disregard this thought and focus on more sensible objectives at once.
Okay, next up.
So every character has been prompted to shit on the table at some point.
Yep.
Oh my god, this is so much fun.
She's actually squealing like a pig and fertilizing the plants. Alrighty.
Oh wait, it should have been in her voice. Oh my god, this is so much fun!
She's totally an autism creature. She has so many hyperfixations that you'll learn about. Alrighty.
You capsulog the bag of fertilizer.
Consult colorful reminders.
You tend to have a lot of things on your mind at once, and you can be a little forgetful, so you keep a variety of colored strings on your fingers as reminders. Each one means there is something different to remember at a certain time. In fact, looking at your index finger reminds you that there's something important to remember now. It is your friend John's birthday. The green string reminds you that John's birthday package will arrive today. The blue string also reminds you that John's birthday package will arrive today, though in a way that means something slightly different. You are further reminded that you have some things to do outside of your house soon, but you should stop by your room first for some supplies, and most importantly, to see if John is online and wish him a happy birthday.
Capsulog the pumpkin growing next to you. You can do it, Orville. I believe in you.
You snap. Sorry, I was writing out something in response to Nana.
My bad.
You snap up that pumpkin, which seems suitably ripe for the taking. Hopefully, the safety of your Siladex will prevent it from being spirited away like so many of its ephemeral predecessors.
Jade, exit this room. Her beautiful room, and then over, next page.
See, this is part of the reason why I can't recreate Jade's house.
Yeah. It's hard to
We
make...
don't have spiral stairs in The Sims 4.
Yep.
Give us spiral stairs already, Sims team!
Yeah, this was just made for their houses were more just made to be Infocom puzzle games and make any sort of in logical sense. Or like I guess more point and click than Infocom, but so like I guess Sierra. But you make your way to the middle of the garden atrium where a stairwell joins the 4 atrium wings. Upstairs is your grandfather's laboratory as well as your bedroom.
Jade, capture log something.
Your memory modus is hardly any fun without much stuff in it, so you decide to stock up on some fresh produce to fill some more cards. You pick up a juicy red crab apple.
And then...
You go pick a nice looking key lime.
And then...
Then a delicious mandarin orange. Those are your favorite.
Of course, then...
And finally, a ripe yellow Eureka lemon.
Then...
Modus fun aside, you feel it is impossible to have too many fresh fruits and vegetables on hand.
Jade, go upstairs to the bedroom.
I like how they all have faces.
Yeah.
You almost never use the stairs.
Next up.
You transportalize upstairs. Just above is your room.
Oh yeah, on her shirt this time.
Oh yeah, she has the thing Rose has on her shirt.
Sort of, yeah.
In blue.
Jade ascend. And now she has the atom.
Yep. You enter your bedroom. On this side of the room, you are immediately confronted with numerous artifacts highlighting your various interests.
So many. We see? She's got a Persona poster.
The Persona poster, she's got an Uwu, Catboy, Sweet Bro, and Hella Jeff.
Signed by Dave.
No. You got a whole lot of puppets, so Bro would be very interested in
They're not quite puppets, you'll see.
You're an avid follower of cartoon shows of considerable nostalgic appeal. You have a profound zeal for marvelous and fantastical fauna of an anthropomorphological persuasion. You have an uncanny knack for nuclear physics and not infrequently can be found dabbling in rather advanced gadgetry. You enjoy sporadic fits of narcolepsy. Your love of gardening transcends the glass confines of your atrium. You are at times prone to patterns of precognitive prognostication. You consider very briefly the question, what will you do? You quickly realize it's only one half of your room and is therefore host to only half of your interests to choose from.
Now, I believe the little man dolls are based off of Hussey's previous comic Humanimals. Which is, you know, half humans, half animals. And then the little squid guys, of course, as you see in the corner, is Squiddles.
Yeah.
But then there's also a poster with the anime Slimer on it, which is where John's shirt logo comes from.
Yep.
Okay, Jade, explore the other half of your room.
Over here, there are yet more articles of your aforementioned interests and then some. Additional telltale signs of your enthusiasm for nostalgic television mingle with your assortment of game-hunting firearms. You are a skilled markswoman, though your crosshairs would never settle on an innocent creature, anthropomorphologically persuaded or otherwise. Your work table is littered with equipment to facilitate your tinkering. For you, experimentation is not a particularly exact science, and you rely heavily on sharp intuition for consistently and eerily optimal results. Nevertheless, you have still not been able to get that broad, flat gizmo out there to work, which is a design you have borrowed from one of your grandpa's more mysterious inventions. You are a great admirer of his, and you are not alone. Your grandfather is a world-renowned explorer, naturalist, treasure hunter, archaeologist, scientist, adventurer, big game hunter, billionaire extraordinaire. He has taught you everything you know. But in spite of all his lessons, it is still difficult to escape his stern lectures when you are on the way out of the house to run your errands. He spends most of your time in the grand foyer, doing in his own intensity and charisma.
Yeah, they're Manthro chaps, which is both a play on the humanimals.
Yeah.
Alright, next up.
And today will likely be no exception. Among the errands you have planned is to venture out to find your pet and best friend named Beckerwell. This animal must be fed and he will not be happy if he is not. And if he is not happy, then you will not be happy. First, you really should dig out your computer and say hi to John. Now, what will you do?
Jade quickly retrieved firearms from wall.
You equip your trusty hunting rifle. There would be hell to pay if Granddad caught you leaving the house without it.
Wonder why the design on your shirt changed.
There isn't really much to wonder, really. You left the wardrobifier on its randomization setting.
Next up. So these are all the icons that people could vote on.
You may contemplate which shirt design you favor the most and commit to that setting in the near future.
Captchulog near Squiddle's doll. And hug it.
Just before you can grab one, the powerful electromagnets concealed in their underbellies become activated, and the two of them get all entangled up with each other playfully. I like that she's happy about it.
Yeah. They're kind of like those little squid dolls. Yeah. They're like those squid dolls that flip upside down and show you a different emotion, but these ones are meant to snug together. Okay.
You captchulog the Tangle Buddies.
Lose interest in fauna and never speak of it again.
Oh, but you could never do that! What marvelous creatures they are! What a daring dream to combine the finest qualities of humanity with the elegance and nobility of the animal kingdom. How you wish you could know their world! To hear one night those muted paw pads traipse up your stairs, a low but friendly growl unsettles your slumber, and as the sopor sweeps from your eyes, they detect a sharp pair of ears-cutting moonlight. A mysterious woven tongue invites. Wouldn't those ears suit you? Would not this proud long snout assist you in the hunt? No need to answer. Word sloughed from the busy mind like a useless dead membrane as a more visceral sapience takes over. Something simpler is in charge now, a force untouched by the concerns and burdens of the upright, that farcical yoke the bipedal toe. It now drives you through the midnight brush, your paws whisking through creepers, unearthing with each bold stomp bright colors, demanding investigation. But not for long, as you and your new friend must claim the night with piercing howls moonward. You eat a weird bug and don't even care.
She wants to be a furry.
Get out of here, you.
No, she's a Therian. They're different.
Alright, pick up your toys.
Speaking of which, you pick up and admire one of your Manthro chaps! They are wonderful friends and are always cheerful and pleasant fellows. Why, dear Mr. Coxcomb, how will you ever be received at the Barnyard Gala without the trappings of a proper gentleman? Each Manthro chap comes with a number of accessories, including articles of formal attire, a vaccination kit, and a dishwasher-safe slop trough.
My god, he does kind of look like Nigel Thornberry. I'm also very concerned that those needles do not have caps on them. That is rather dangerous.
Maybe she was maybe she already vaccinated her Manthro chap.
She should have immediately discarded it into her sharps container.
Yes, I know that, and you know that.
Yes.
But I don't think girl who is probably both autistic and ADHD. She's got the wombo combo, as I call it, when referring to myself.
She also probably doesn't have the FDA on her ass like I do. So.
Yep.
All right, Jade, organize all your dolls.
You gather all your dolls into a rather cozy-looking pile.
Change wardrobifier setting.
You deactivate the wardrobifier's randomization mode and set it to cycle through these 3 shirt designs. The decision was tough, but you think you came to the best possible conclusion.
Yep, and so here's a photo of what the poles look like. So the top ones were Sun, Atom, and Spirograph.
Oh yeah, these are classic PHPB forum shit, too.
Yep. Alright, Jade, look out the window.
It is another beautiful day in your neighborhood. It is peaceful and quiet as usual. A rather imposing volcano looms over your house, which has been inactive for centuries. Though dormant on the surface, the volcanic activity deep underground provides your house with a source of geothermal power. They're not sure why your grandfather decided to draw from this source of energy when he had the unlimited power of the atom at his disposal. But it has been this way for as long as you can remember. You've chalked it up to your family's long-standing propensity for eclectic fursuits. Wait, you mean pursuits?
Yeah, the volcano looks pretty familiar, huh? Jade, retrieve fursuit from Magic Chest.
What is this nonsense about fursuits? You do not own a fursuit. You think anthropomorphic fauna are really cute and enchanting and all, but it has never occurred to you to dress as one. Sure, it is fun to imagine what it would be like to run wild with a pack of wolves, or purr and frolic with a litter of kittens, but dressing up as an animal just seems ridiculous. It would still just be a silly girl draped in a raggedy, synthetic, tufty piece of crap. And seriously, who are you trying to kid with that sort of baloney? Anyway, it is not a magic chest, it is your gadget chest, which you have adapted for storing a number of useful gizmos. It was once your oracle's trunk, a gift from your grandfather, of course, and still contains many silly fortune-telling knickknacks, all of which are completely bogus.
Jade, open chest.
Yeah, no, she is just animal gender.
Yep. Alright, let's see what's in the chest.
Among the fortune-telling knickknacks are these items: a crystal ball plus compulsory velvet pillow, a tarot deck, a magic 8-ball, a magic cue ball, and one of your favorite books of all time, Problem Sooth. Among the useful gizmos are, of course, your computer, which you keep inside a fun lunchbox for easy transport, and a couple of gizmos you keep handy so you don't always have to make the long trip to the kitchen. There is a cookalizer for preparing delicious meals, and a refrigerator, a name which is clearly wacky variation on the much more common household item, the refrigificator.
Yeah, Problem Sooth instead of Problem Sleuth.
Refrigificator.
Jade, examine Magic 8-Ball and Magic Cue Ball.
These things are stupid and useless. When the Magic 8-Ball isn't being frustratingly ambiguous, its forecast is always wrong. You've tested it numerous times with certain facts you know to be true. This is its reply when you ask it if it is your friend John's birthday today. See? Stupid. You guess maybe. I assume that this is not exactly John's birthday.
Well, I think it's also a reference to the fact that the page is posted on 10/24.
Oh. You guess maybe it could be used as a reverse prediction device, and you always trust the opposite of what it says. That seems dumb to you. And anyways, the thing gives you a bad vibe. You might consider smashing it, but you are a little superstitious about whatever ominous consequences it might have, even if the occult talisman in question is a cheap piece of garbage.
Next.
The Magic Cue Ball, on the other hand, is said to make predictions with alarming precision and specificity. Unfortunately, it lacks a portal on its surface that allows you to view the prediction. You put both of these pieces of junk back in the box.
Interesting. Capture log refrigerator.
You take the refrigerator. You might as well grab the cookalizer too. No portable kitchen is complete without it. You take your lunch top too, because obviously you're going to be using that pretty soon. Whoops, there goes your flute, but who cares?
Jade, feed your friend.
Before you go out to feed Beck, you'll need to prepare a meal for him. You clear some space on your work table so you can set up your refrigerator and cookalizer.
Next up.
Just for fun, Jade allows you to take a stab at matching the cards to use the gizmos. It doesn't present much of a challenge for her, so she figures you might as well step aside while providing a few generous hints. No, warmer, cooler, cold, warmer, yes, no, cold, Ice cold. Warmer, warmer.
Next.
You have selected the key lime. Way to go.
Try again.
Hot. Wait. No. Cold. Really cold. Frozen fucking tundra.
Take another crack at this.
Congratulations, you advanced your matching skill to the new level. Yukon Hero, Legacy of the Frostbite Amputee. Jade is beginning to regret breaking the fourth wall for this ill-advised escapade.
Okay, one more time.
Who were known in advance how terrible you were going to be at this matching game, the author might have given second thought of preparing its cool interactive Flash application. Look at all these fruits on the loose. Good luck trying to settle them down.
That's our chat. Fruits on the loose. I also love her face here. It's so cute.
No, yeah.
She's so expressive. Alright.
You just deploy the gadgets yourself.
Stick fruits in the refrigerator. Keep them fresh.
These fruits are unlikely to become less impudent anytime soon, regardless of whether they are stored, but you stick them in anyways.
Next.
You take a look at the refrigerator's rotary interface. You wonder what he is in the mood for today.
Jade, press the steak button.
Oh well, it's a rotary dial, so there are no buttons to press, but whatever, that doesn't really matter. You dial up a thick T-bone steak, which you are sure Becquerel is in the mood for because he's in for the mood for steak every day and is never in the mood for anything else. But he does like his steak well cooked.
Next. We see the dial there. Thaw, cook, irradiate, and explosion. Jade lightly irradiate steak.
He does prefer his steak rare after all, but you will not dignify the thought of turning the knob much further.
Yeah. Alright, next.
You capture-log the irradiated steak and save it for your trip outside. You probably shouldn't waste much more time. You wouldn't want all those nice depleted steak isotopes to settle down.
Examine the atomic base by your bed.
You wouldn't exactly call it an atomic base, but it is heavily customized to accommodate a high level of musical virtuosity. The perfect instrument for the electrically spirited. You tune the strings way down, of course, because your stumpy arms can't reach the low notes.
I don't know why she didn't just get a capo. I don't know. Anyway.
You switch your eclectic bass to its advanced setting. You promptly switch it back because obviously it's too complicated to play it in person like this. Default setting is your preferred mode for casual jamming. Since you can't possibly waste enough time playing music, casual jam is exactly what you're going to do.
Yay, sound page! So yeah, you can't build that house in The Sims.
Yeah.
There's a little box coming down from the sky. I wonder what could be in that blue box. Jade capture log base.
You take the portable amp from the wall socket too.
Open lunch top. I've always wanted one of these.
You like to make yourself comfy in your plushie pile before getting down to business with your computer.
Get down to business.
Activate test. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Very immersive. Just super immersive AR computer. All right, activate Pester Chum.
Hey, look, John is online. Hooray! Also, it looks like Dave pestered you about something yesterday, but you missed it.
Pester John.
You greet John, but he does not respond. He is undoubtedly gallivanting about his house in a state of barely restrained birthday mirth. He may also be retrieving the 2 packages and the 2 envelopes which you are certain came in the mail for him earlier. We'll wait a little while and see if he returns before you head out.
See if Dave left you a sweet new wrap.
Does not appear so, but you just never know that crazy and cool guy. So cool.
Alright, next up.
Should I be reading his,
was this one that... Oh yeah, we have not seen this one, so go ahead.
Hey, oh, you're asleep again, aren't you? Or do you even know if you are? I still don't know how that works.
Yeah.
You lost?
I don't... yeah. Oh.
Because this is all Dave.
It's all Dave.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you're asleep again, aren't you? Or do you even know if you are? I still don't know how that works. It's like nothing means anything. It's so cool getting hella chumped by your coquettish damn riddles all the time. I don't know why I believe anything you say is like, I'm like the Grand Marshal of gross chumpage, waiting around my chumpductor baton, assistant director of chumpography, celebrated author Ernest Chumpingway. Wait, weak. Chumple Stiltskin. Chumple Dipshit. Yeah. You're asleep? Yes? No? A-S-L? S equals species? Baboon? Kangaroo rat? If kangaroo rat, yes, please, twice, please. Okay, well, if you're not saying anything, I guess whether you're not awake or unasleep or whatever, just not around, I'm wasting good material. Like, even worse, I'm wasting a killer persona here. Like, I don't know, a wide-open V-shaped leotard and a fuck ton of body paint. Some, like, sinewy, back-arching, Cirque du Soleil-looking motherfucker. Always low to the ground, getting a good prowl on, like I dropped my keys in the dark. Nimblest son of a bitch with the gumption to glue a nasty pair of latex cat lips to his face. For a reason that wasn't a joke. Hey, where are you? Seriously, I'm sitting here tonight with a fucking bag of kibble jacked open on my lap and prime for goddamn bear. And you're gone. BTW, my way is Aquate Permusk. Hardest buttock in the jungle, tempered still. Yeah, just wanted to give you this remix I finished here. So yeah, you don't have to respond to any of that BTW. I'll probably forget half the shit I said anyway. Talk to you tomorrow.
Relatable. Alright, open fresh jams. This is just a little player here. It's got a bunch of songs on it. Like, all remixes that Dave has made. So that Showtime remix is Dave's remix of John's little piano song. The song that Rose played on the violin, which these have all been playing in the background of stream, so the bass line that Jade played, and then another one, little remix that she made. Oh God, what? Which has been playing like 2 songs ago for me. And a remix. And then Rediscover, which is the song I'm playing right now, actually. Crystallanthemums, which is a fucking killer song. And then Explore Remix. Which, like I said, these are playing in the background of stream, so you'll hear them. Yeah. Alright.
Well, I have stream muted, so my mic doesn't pick it up.
I'll just send you the playlists anyway.
No,
all of the Homestuck OST stuff is online, so...
Yeah, I was playing Volume 1 for Act 1, Volume 2 for Act 2, and now I'm listening to Volume 3 for Act 3. So, open Echidna, go to mspaintadventures.com.
Okay, GT. Boggle vacantly at these shenanigans. It begins to dawn on you that everything you just did may have been a colossal waste of time. End intermission. You open your web browser and visit MSPA. You navigate to a random page in the middle of the latest epic. Looks like he was just finishing up some sort of weird tangential intermission here. Whatever it was, it clearly advanced the plot in no relevant way whatsoever.
Remember they were doing the Midnight Crew.
Yeah.
That's what Dave was reading. So this is the intermission of the Midnight Crew. And intermission. And then we get Midnight Crew, Act 1031. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It felt like it had 1031x. So yeah, that's the Midnight Crew, just doing their thing. Okay, next.
We killed a little time, but still no sign of John.
Pester Dave. And then I think we did this one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We get another sound page.
I remember saying, I remember saying, fucking devil beast.
Alright, Dave's strafing.
I hate water, especially wet water.
So yeah, Dave had the option to, you know, aggrieve and abjure and abscond and whatnot. Bro sliced them in half, and now he's getting absolutely beat the shit up by Lil Cow.
Feels very Undertale, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the Asgore fight. Just... Well, Shrapnel, I'll take a drink just for you.
I mean, I drink when someone makes Nana drink. Yeah, Bro is flashing in the background, controlling Cal.
No, yeah, I've noticed him.
Alright. Next page.
Well, it was made in Andrew Hussey's basement.
Yeah. Waiting on you, bud.
Rose is online.
Alright, Pester Rose. Did we have this one? Has
Daffy,
Vlad...
do you remember talking to yourself?
Yeah.
Or Vlad?
Has it talked to itself?
I've talked to myself, but I don't think it was this one.
Alright.
I require a font of frighteningly accurate yet infuriatingly non-specific information. Do you know where I can find a wellspring of this sort? Yes, okay, but we can't talk for long. You have plans? Well, yes, I do, but it's just that you will lose your internet connection soon. We won't be able to talk for a pretty long time, not until you enter. Enter? Yeah. This is what I was talking about. This was the itch that needed scratching. My avarice for the inscrutable. It is limitless. Well, what did you want to know? You've been insisting today was the big day. We would all play a game you didn't know the name of. A game you said I'd get in the mail, and did. One that you would help me answer some questions. But Strider is being obtuse. I can't catch John at his computer. You don't even have to have the game yourself, and on top of all of that, my internet is unstable. So are you sure today is the day? There sure are a lot of challenges, but yes, I am sure. Dave is cool. You know he will come around when the time is right. He just has a lot of work to do first, and so do you. You'll need to keep searching for a stable signal and power source, and will be hard, but don't give up. And don't worry about me either. Focus on playing with John first. It all starts with you two. Is there nothing else you can say to prepare me for this? I'm sure you think little of blithely upsetting dark forces with Grandpa Moreau over there on Hell Murder Island, but honestly, I've only read a few books on it. Dark? That's ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you other than it's not going to be what you think it is. And most importantly, you will have your questions answered. They will be the ones you haven't thought to ask yet. Just be patient and be brave. You'll see. It'll be fun. Uh-oh, looks like you've got to go. Take care, Rose.
Alright, Jade, be the other girl.
You are now the other girl several hours in the future. It appears a secret passage in the mausoleum has been opened. It's getting awfully toasty in here. Gather up your belongings, including your dead cat.
Descend. As she's looking down that creepy hallway, Jade, stop being the other girl and pester John again. Okay there, champ?
Okay, a friend of mine is going to be joining in a minute, I think. So.
Ooh, yay, more friends.
Oh, I just realized I have a cat scratch on the middle of her back.
Uh-oh.
That was probably from when she climbed on me.
Yeah. Alright, proceed.
You spend enough time for now concerning yourself with the future of your friends. John will not be available until later. By then, he will have his hands full, as will you.
Alright.
You pack up your lunch top and get ready to take care of some business downstairs.
We get a sound page. Okay.
Who's he playing for me?
You have to click the triangle.
Oh, I missed it.
Boing, 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 boing. God.
Nana zaps him full of cookies. And the process starts all over again.
Boing, 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 boing.
Poor guy.
Going to read Orville?
Yep. Orville, we gonna read it?
Oh, yes. Try as you might, you can't stop your mind from drifting to the fate of your friends. You draw on a particular configuration of reminders on your finger.
Also, in the future. Years, not hours. Here we click this, we see a cute little worm comes out of that shape, sees the mailboxes that Peregrine Mendicant has, and starts eating them, which makes Peregrine Mendicant angry, revealing they have a sword. Interesting.
Oh, God.
Yep. Next up.
I
Alright,
forgot.
have fun. Oh,
See?
dear
0,
Lord.
Yeah. I'm not reading the ASCII art.
No, you don't have to.
Z001. Some stuff about capture codes and punch card alchemy. Is anyone actually reading any of this, or are they all dead? I don't know if anyone besides us is even alive and playing the game, or if anybody even really cares what we have to say. Rose said I should add some stuff to this FAQ if anything occurred to me, so I guess I'm doing that. I figure at the very least it will be a good reference for just us to use, but Dave probably won't read any of this because he's sort of this whopping stupid horse butt. Whatever. I finally figured out what those weird codes on the back of the capture log cards are for. Well, maybe not what they're always for, but a way that Spurb has exploited them for an in-game purpose. Every captured item stamps the card with a unique code, and a gizmo in Spurb called the Punch Designix will punch a unique pattern of holes in a card which is derived from that code. The punch card can then be used with other gizmos to duplicate the items and or combine it with another item. After thinking about this, and with my amazing hacker skills, I noticed a trend. The whole pattern is based on a fairly simple cipher, converting the capture code to binary. Then the binary is punched where pattern is punched, where 1 is a punched hole and 0 is an unpunched slot. So here's the table, just to be clear. I'm not reading that.
Okay, fair.
There are a couple of oddball characters, exclamation and question at the end to bring it up to 63. 0 through 63 equals 64 total, i.e. 6 bits. This is the binary representation of the capture code characters are 6 bits each, which have a range of 0 to 63. So for instance, the capture code for Hammer is NZ7 UN6BI. Look up the index for N first, which you get is 49. Binary of 49 is 1011001. Keep doing that for all the characters and you'll get that shit. Okay, that's the pattern that will be punched onto the card, but the bits are arranged top to bottom, left to right in 4 columns like this. On a punch card like this. Okay, wow, okay, that pretty much looks like shit, but you get the idea. So to combine 2 items, you just overlap 2 punch cards. Only the places where both cards have a hole will show through, so it's sort of like a bitwise and operation on both cards. The new pattern gives you the code for the new item. For instance, combining the code for a hammer and a pogo ride gives a new code with less holes, obviously, which translates to 126GH48G. That whole pattern went on to make the pogo hammer, which is so rad you have no idea. I've also wondered if you can combine items in other ways, like a bitwise OR. That means combining the cards to get more holes, not less, i.e. the new pattern has a hole for every hole in either card, and this pattern will be accomplished by double punching a card, like 2 codes, 1 card. I've got to try that sometime. But here are some mysterious things about all of this. First of all, with all the hole slots, there are 48 bits in total, which means there are almost 300 trillion possible codes. And 300 trillion sounds huge, but when you consider it's supposed to be to account for all conceivable items, including all the wacky combinations of stuff, it suddenly doesn't seem that big. This leads me to believe that not every combination of an item has a viable duplicate. But this is kind of obvious anyways, since there are many combinations of punch cards that will produce either a blank card with an, or a totally punch card with or. So there are a lot of dud combinations out there, and not many will just lead to the same pattern. Like for instance, a gun and an atom bomb could make some sort of ultimate death ray, but for that matter, a shoehorn and a potted plant could lead to that same exact pattern. So weird. Also, it seems like combined items will always have a pattern with either much fewer holes or much more holes than more ordinary items, which will occupy the vast, meaty middle of all possible patterns. It is strange and counterintuitive that more complex objects have simpler patterns, but hey, there you have it. But all this sort of makes me guess that this system can be cracked in some way. Like if you have a complicated item and you want to extract simpler item components from it, there might be some algorithm from deriving the pattern you want, or at least narrowing down the possibilities. There might also be ways of charting through the simpler patterns on both ends of the bit spectrum, pitting down the ones that will make cooler stuff. Who knows? I want to ask Jade about this because she's really good at this sort of thing somehow, even though she doesn't have my beat hacksaw cred. Too bad she makes herself so scarce all the time. Jade, if you ever read this, let me know what you think.
I don't think she's gonna read it. And then we have this little diagram. Oh, you can make a... Oh, I see. I'm not gonna try it, but you know. And then a link to the Twitter account of the person who made it, which is cool. There's some not much lore in the ASCII parts. Not much. It's mostly just fluff of Rose talking about a bunch of shit.
Technically that was John, but because John was the one doing that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I read it, so it's still Rose's walkthrough.
Yeah. Alright, next page we see the Skynet Labs logo above the door, and then we see Rose.
Okay. You enter the laboratory!
Rose, look for mad scientists.
There are no scientists to be found, mad or otherwise, or anyone for that matter. The lab appears to be deserted. There is a kiosk, though!
Hey?
Oh my god, a kiosk, we can go shopping!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, shopping! We can go get some shoes.
Oh my god, shoes.
Oh my god, shoes.
Okay,
Same brain cell.
I love it. Lots and lots of little...
I'm being assimilated into the Homestuck collective.
Yep. All right, so here's Rose looking over this thing.
Looks like the kiosk monitors the lab's enormous hub grid.
Jade, transportalize as far down as you can go. There's a room, the taxidermy.
I like the realistic animal.
Yeah.
This is as far down as you can go. The grand foyer is still a few floors down, but the transportalizer on that level is blocked by one of Grandpa's impressive big game trophies. And you just don't think you would cotton to someone moving it. Speaking of which, here are some of his trophies now. He has a million of these ghastly things. You really dislike them.
Yeah. Those are her friends. Proceed.
You hop down a level. Granddad also likes to accumulate Valiant Knights from his travels. These are pretty cool, you guess.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, how can you forget about his stash of decrepit mummies? God, you hate these things.
I was going to eat that mummy. It's so good there. In this room. Oh, so just beautiful models from the 80s in blue. The next. Waiting on you, bud.
This is your grandfather's collection of what he refers to as his beauties. No lovely lady will be fit for his collection unless her portrait has spent at least 20 years bleaching in the front window of a beauty parlor, a sort of establishment he's plundered no less frequently than ancient tombs. Yes, they were like sort of your sisters while growing up, and you were always encouraged to look up to them. They're all awfully pretty ladies, you suppose, but it was always hard to get as excited about them as Grandpa. Who should voice Grandpa?
You did good as Sassacre, so make a Sassacre-esque voice.
Okay.
Besides, Grandpa's not a big enough character.
Yeah.
Okay. Jade, study hard and keep your rifle at the ready. When adventure summons, I know you will rise to the task and take your rightful place among the daughters of Electica. That old coot sure is a bag of wind.
That's the perfect voice. Complete your descent.
Oh, yeah.
That is what I call my attorney-at-law voice.
It's
because
perfect.
The first time I did it, I was looking at a sign that said, like, Spillane and Spillane, attorneys at law, and I just spontaneously read in that voice.
As Holden told Vlad my thoughts. Which thoughts? I was trying to combine Vlad and thoughts.
It was just this worm steak thing.
Yeah, well, nanotypes, I'll keep going. Okay. About certain characters and whom should voice them. You've had a lot of thoughts, so... Oh,
That's
yeah. A certain character that Nana voiced will probably have to be voiced by them in the future. Stop giving me... Uh-oh, Shrub's got an ED ad. Alright.
Don't worry, my thing's got ads too.
Oh no.
If it wouldn't
I don't know about ED though.
If it wouldn't take me a moment, if it wouldn't take a while, I would gift trap a sub right now.
If I had money, I would.
Someone always gives Trap a sub so that he can shut the fuck up. The past few times it's been Jay and Ricky. If I had money, you would give yourself a gift sub.
We are all broke ass bitches. Woo!
Yeah, basically.
Anyway.
My sister is the only rich person I know.
Why doesn't she give...
my sister and her wife. She does give generous presents, and if anything, I imagine if anything was serious, she would help pay for it.
She should give Shrap a Twitch gift card for Christmas.
Hey sis, you should give my friend you should give my horny Italian friend you've talked to like 2 or 3 times probably a lot of expensive things.
Yeah, Shrap's a charity. Or he can just, send butt pics.
I mean, my sister's married, so...
So?
Also gay, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she considers herself bisexual or a lesbian. I've heard her, say different things at different times. I'm not sure what she would currently.
Should ask her to clarify next time so you know what to call her.
I'm sure that there's lesbians out there who enjoy a photo of an Italian man's butt.
If I recall correctly, she's I guess I'm going a bit too much into the personal life of a person.
Let's continue then.
It's all you.
Well, my other sister is married to a man more her suit than you, Shrek.
I love that he keeps going. Alright.
You reach the ground level. This is a stupid thing blocking the transportalizer. It is unspeakably hideous. Down the southeast hall is the grand foyer. You'll have to cross through it to leave the house.
Right.
Looks like someone's pestering you, even though you thought you logged off?
Jade answer. Oh, yeah! Can I be CG?
Yes, of course!
Okay.
I get idiot.
Oh no!
So I guess today's finally the day you fuck everything up. Is there nothing I can do to change your mind?
You can leave me alone. And how can you even be talking to me after I blocked you? And after I logged out?
You don't get you don't get that I'm better and smarter than you in every way forever. You don't get that because you are incredibly stupid.
You're a jerk and you should shut up. Goodbye, you jerk.
Yay. Oh, I'm so happy. Alright, Rose, look at that kiosk.
Okay,
I'm so happy.
It looks like a mapping of each hub's index. It appears one of the hubs was recently unlocked.
Rose, go to the center and do a goofy dance.
At the center, you find a little stage that looks perfect for supporting a spectacularly silly dance. Or would have if it didn't make you a little nervous, and also if that didn't sound like a idea given the circumstances. It sort of looks like the various contraptions you've been deploying in John's house. You wonder what it does.
Attempt to plug in laptop in a nearby hub. That ruins our capture tree.
Great, you just vaporized your dead cat. Oh well, ashes to ashes, you guess. There's got to be a better way to deal with this lousy tree.
Examine fetch modus.
I'm hoping her cat would end up becoming a kitty sprite, since the kernel sprites seem to retain the essence of dead things.
Well, we'll find out in due time what becomes...
Looks like you can choose between picking leaves or awkwardly uprooting the whole tree, as you've been doing. You select leaf! You also turn off auto balance, since its consequences can be a little mystifying sometimes.
Alright.
You gather up all your items again in an order that places your laptop in a conveniently accessible leaf. You're not sure why you didn't do this a lot sooner. Kind of a funny looking tree now, but your concern for structural elegance is at an all-time low.
Find the unlocked hub.
As long as you're going to plug in your computer, you might as well find that hub. Here it is. Hub SN underscore lab 013. It is unlocked and thus removable from the grid. You suspect this is the same beacon transmitting the unsecured signal you were using earlier.
Okay.
It's the number.
413.
No.
It is just the give me pattern recognizing brain, isn't it?
I mean, it is technically our holy day.
Yep.
Well, I mean, my religion is a Desigata Junjo boy, so
And ours is Homestuck.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
I'm willing to join your. Well, I'm willing to attend your religious services. I don't think you'll fully convert me, in the sense of I will not consider it my religion. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, don't worry. We're not expecting you to. You just need to experience the dumpster fire.
In like 2 or 3 months' time, he'll have like gray skin from a Sharpie bath.
I do know about the Sharpie bath.
Yeah. Like, sweetie, here's some Ben Nye makeup.
You pick the laptop leaf from the tree.
Next.
Also, I guess they do look kind of like Amoguses in their default stance, what with the little
Kinda, yeah.
head's body and little feet. So, Homestuck predicted Amogus.
It definitely does in the future.
You plug your laptop into the hub, then capture log the hub and then the laptop. There must be a better place around here to set up your computer. This huge grid of electronics is sort of uninviting. You look around. Hey, what's that?
Okay.
It's another one of these ominous countdowns. You didn't notice it when you first entered the lab about a minute ago. Looks like this one may have been ticking for years. Whatever it's ticking down to, there isn't much time. You can only hope that when you turn on your computer again, there will be a connection invitation from one Mr. Strider.
Unestablished in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Again, in the future. Another timer winds down sideways. We click that and we see the worm thing has now been beheaded. And the facility... Yeah, the facility that WV was in is now sideways, so Mendicant has to stand on top of the mailboxes to reach the computer. More worms are coming out, and lift the thingy up and start scuttling away, perhaps flying away from this large tree. So, alright, we get a sound page, Dave abscond. Okay, you click abscond. Get abscond, bro. Around you.
Okay, sorry, just something I was asking. A friend just said they were lurking in the chat, and I was asking how they would like to be referred to.
Hello, friend.
Yes, I'm Scott.
Yeah, I'll wait for Orville to get caught up. Unless you are caught up? Question mark?
Not. I don't think so yet. Looking out of the corner of my eye, it doesn't look like I'm on the thing you're on. Oh, here, I think we are.
Yep. Yeah. Basically, Dave can't escape. He gets his ass whooped.
Yeah.
It keeps happening. And the panels are shaped exactly like the The comic.
What does? You don't have time to humor every random thought that pops into your head. Clock is ticking.
Rose, look around for anything else of importance.
This looks like something of importance.
Okay.
It appears to be Skynet's primary session terminal, monitoring a great number of SBURB sessions in the northeastern United States and parts of Canada. Upon further investigation, you draw some logical conclusions. It looks like each session consists of an IP address and a physical location. The colored dots on the map appear to be meteor impact sites. It seems each session corresponds with a meteor, but not all meteors have sessions. The color of the dot appears to indicate the status of the meteor's descent. The red dots indicate meteors that have already landed. Yellow dots are imminent collisions. Green will impact later, and blue will take the longest to touch down.
Okay.
Use the panel to center on your present location and zoom in. Surrounding the lab are, of course, the hundreds of smaller meteors that have been raining down steadily throughout the evening. Most of these meteorites have either landed already or will shortly. Centered over the lab is a significantly larger imminent collision. You can't say precisely how imminent, but you can certainly take an educated stab at it. Just southwest of the lab, centered suspiciously near the location of your house, is an even larger looming collision. This one appears slightly less imminent. The terminal looks like it can monitor any meteor or session around the world. Search filters can be applied as well, restricting results based on size, time of impact, location, and so on.
Alright.
So yes, my friend T is in the chat lurking, and they are a very cool person, and I care a lot about them. I commission them often, but that's not why they're my friend. That's just a nice thing, a nice service that I...
Hell yeah! Any friend of Orville's is a friend of mine. You can lurk. You don't have to chat if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, we have
lurker friendly chat.
In person, they're very, very cool.
Yeah.
And if you're, I don't know if that counts as doxing them, so I didn't want to say.
That's okay. I mean, what is Homestuck but friends from different parts of the world, you know?
Yep. Pattern recognition and programming jokes.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you, Shrap. I'm learning more.
You zoom way out and narrow the search based on size. The two at the top of the list appear to be the biggest by far. You examine only their coordinates. Actually, I guess I should just say, if you want to support if you're looking to commission someone, I don't know if the commission's open at the moment, but I'll ask them later if they don't reply now, but they are very good artists, and I usually commission them monthly. Actually, I need to think about what I'm going to commission from them this month.
John wearing a dress. Also, Vlad, your commissions are open, right?
Yes, I'm still working on yours, but I can also do simpler commissions while I wait for responses from you.
Oh shit, I thought I responded.
Nope.
I'll do that after this.
They're two very cool artists. You can commission. They are I believe they are.
Yeah, Commissioner Shrap. He'll draw your porn.
That's my job.
Oh yeah.
Art.
Yeah, if you want porn, Vlad's good at drawing porn.
More than good at it.
Very good.
They are Art of TAM on most socials.
Cool.
If you want to contact them.
All right.
But yes, the the second biggest is centered over a U.S. city. The biggest by a landslide is, luckily for the Earth, you suppose, way out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
So, what do you think that green one is going to?
That one is, given that it appears to be, I mean, my guess would be, like, the one that was heading to John's house already probably headed to, so this is probably the one headed to Dave's house, since we think he lives in the south.
Yep, and then that blue one is probably going to...
Jade's house.
Yeah. Turn on your laptop and check on John.
You plug the laptop into the hub again and turn it on. It is now powered and connected to the wireless signal the hub is broadcasting. Your Spurb session reconnects.
Okay.
No sign of John here. You wonder why the house is shaking. Last time you saw him, he was on one of the roof platforms. You have to navigate via the Spurb interface to find him.
Alright, let's see. This one you have to click on.
Okay. I'm not hearing any sound from
Yeah,
it.
there's not sound yet.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go, yeah.
Nana coming in clutch. He did it! Good job! Alright, John, high five Nanakin.
And there are a whole lot of rock and blue raspberry gushers, and I don't remember the purple ones are named. So
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Jail.
Alright. Left long hanging enough. Do we read this one?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Good work, John.
Oh, hey, you're back.
For now, I'll likely have to leave again shortly. It looks like there's another large meteor headed for my present location.
Oh, so you mean Dave connected with you?
Not yet. I'll explain later, but I think you're determined that activating the timer in the game is not directly responsible for summoning a meteor to your location. The countdown seems merely to exist as a kind of warning to the player, as well as a strange coincidence.
Okay. I don't really think I get it. Is this relevant?
Probably not at the moment, and certainly not to you. I have to go.
Okay, later.
P.S. Try not to waste too much of that grist while I'm gone.
Alright, John, climb that echelon.
You rocket up the echelon to the dizzying heights of the vaunted Boy Skylark run. Your new feather is hard-earned and well-deserved, and alarmingly fashionable.
Collect fat loots.
You and your ceramic pork hollow rejoice in the mound of wealth yielded from your meteoric ascent up the ladder. You're still not sure what all these boon dollars can actually get you, but when pulling in such insane loot hand over fist like this, who cares? Not you.
Pick up as much grist as you can hold.
Your expanded cash limit is more than enough to accommodate the grist windfall. You gather up 2260 pieces of build grist, 1040 pieces of shale, 490 drops of tar, and 350 drops of mercury. You can't wait to find out what amazing items this new supply of grist will just be barely insufficient to produce.
And then...
Oh god, there's grist littered down there too. The stupid ogres were like huge grist pinatas. One of those big sour grape electric holocaust fruit gushers is jammed in the hole in the platform. Oh, guess what? We know what they're named in Homestuck at least. You guess there's only one way to get it.
And then... Nana! They're running. Did you trip?
Oh,
They're coming.
don't fall, don't fall!
And somebody's legs fall asleep. You okay, buddy?
They're a one-eyed turkey. They don't have feet. It's a miracle they can walk.
John, don't forget your book. It is your birthright. You ought to give it a read when you have a moment, particularly the first several pages.
Okay, Nana, I will. Hey, Nana.
Yes, dear.
Since I'm trying to get up to that gate, and since you can sort of conjure floating beds and throw me around and all, couldn't you just throw me up to the gate?
Yes, of course, John. But that would not serve your purpose well. There's a very good reason why you should build up to it, and then keep building.
Oh, okay, I guess that's what I figured. So just one more thing. Do you think that instead of telling me exactly why that is with a clear explanation, you can give me a series of really coy riddles about it and then sort of giggle?
John, you are a very fresh young man. Your father has done such a wonderful job raising you. I am so proud of you both.
I guess.
When you pass through the first gate, everything will change. You'll find a place where the constellations dance beneath the clouds, and then your true work may begin.
I suddenly understand everything.
Nana has a puppet.
Ah, that's Hayes.
Yeah, it is. No one can see it, but
Yeah, no one can see Hayes, but you know.
trust me when I say I plan to do a lot of stuff with the Bro and Dave shit, but I was kind of busy on the couch, not being anywhere near anyone. It's like, you just use me for my cuddles. You never actually want my puppet artistry anymore. It's a little offensive, you know?
We have another puppet on the couch, too.
Yeah, but he's a total dwag.
The joke is that it's a puppet of Homestar.
Alright, I'm outies.
Bye, Hayes. I'm all like scrunched up in my chair like a shrimp. Alright. Elsewhere, we find a place.
Where a kingdom lies entrenched beyond an impenetrable veil of darkness. The very Kingdom Hearts. Although I think in that case it would be a kingdom of an impenetrable veil of cum.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, we see Dad spraying shaving cream onto the imps. And we see this one with a very sad face. He's about to get walloped. And we watch him fly after getting walloped. And then we see a curious fellow watching all of this action on some screens. And then...
Graveyard stuffers.
You are now...
The Peregrine Medicant. You are flying westward in your peculiar mobile station. You have no sense of your bearings presently. The door is blocked by a metal column which extended through the entry shaft before liftoff. What will you do?
PM check mail.
This message to Dr. Brinner looks pretty serious.
Maple Valley,
Maple
Washington. Huh. Open envelope.
Never! The mail is sacred, and sacred is the trust between the postman and the recipients of his precious parcels. You've made a solemn pledge to deliver this letter to the doctor just as soon as you determine where this address is, or to find any sort of discernible mailing address in this wasteland, for that matter. The mail is freedom. The mail is life. The mail is the very fabric of civilized... Wait, hold that thought for one moment.
And then they put on a little hat of the postal worker.
The mail is the one final hope for resurrecting a dead planet from its ashes, and the letter carriers are the brave soldiers of God in this righteous crusade. They are the defenders of the light of knowledge, free communication, and the exchange of ideas. They are the bold toters of all those little papery conduits of freedom. The white postmarked angels that whisper a message on their deliverance, a promise to the yearning. There is hope yet. Liberty, reason, justice, civility, edification, perfection. Mail.
We got the mayor, we got the postal worker. Examine keyboard and screen.
It's the terminal you use to activate the station's homing mechanism. It looks like it has now returned control to you. The default viewport displays commands previously entered, including your last and only command, home.
Type arrow view.
You type another one of the previously entered commands. It switches to the view of a young girl standing alone somewhere. There's a heavy amount of video interference of some sort. The girl seems familiar to you.
Greetings. Don't I know you? And then, lots going on. We don't know about that yet. And we have this lovely view of, PM bathed in the light. And then it explodes! And there's Skynet Labs again, with 1:40 left on the clock. Rose refused to acknowledge this absurd tea set.
You successfully disregard the key set because it's stupid and shouldn't be in a place like this. You probe further into the lab.
Yeah, in the wide shot of all the little cubes, there's a tea set in a corner. And then...
looks like a little girl's room. This all strikes you as a bit odd. No time for messing around in here, though.
Rose, wear the scarf, be the rider.
I like that she's imagining riding Maple Hoof.
Yeah. You're so right, though.
Okay, maybe you'll do... she's a closet horse girl.
I mean, basically...
okay, maybe you'll do a little messing around. You're only human after... oh, what's that?
It's a creature!
You are accosted by a friendly mutant kitten.
It's so cute. John
I like
resists...
that's her expression to seeing a mutant kitten.
Yeah. John resists great urge to take the wedged shale.
You know you should grab this thing, but...
But?
You're suddenly feeling apprehensive about entering your father's room. With all the scampering around, it almost slipped your mind how much you hate his hideous clowns. No use putting it off any longer. There's only one thing to do. Give me a D. Give me an E. Give me an S. Give me a C.
Jump down. And then... cliffhanger. Now we see the mantle in Jade's house. Scamper into grand foyer with wild abandoned.
Last scamper! You scamper your heart out and bump into something. You don't know why he always insists on keeping it so dark in here. Oh look, it was one of his dumb globes! These things make it awfully difficult to navigate the foyer. We get it, Granddad. You like to travel around the world going on adventures and stuff. Lousy goddamn stupid globes.
Jade, arm yourself.
Grandpa will surely have stern words for you if he catches you without your trusty rifle at the ready. That's just what you need, another one of his blustering, mustachioed diatribes. You're rolling your eyes in advance, getting them warmed up. But ideally, you can evade him altogether. All you have to do is get past the fireplace and out the front door. And then you will be scot-free.
Examine those chaps on the sofa.
These are the manners for distinguished house guests. They like to gather here by the fireplace for tea time, as well as pretty much all other times. It's all very mannerly and civilized. You know exactly what's going to happen when you try to sneak by. The fireplace is going to light up and your grandpa's silhouette is going to appear in front of the fire to give you a good spook. He is so predictable. And there he goes. The old man has the flame.
Next.
Or has the flame, I suppose. You suppose you can still manage to sneak by the crafty old man, avoiding it if you are fast enough. Avoiding an encounter would be ideal. Encounters with him are usually intense.
Leap dramatically across the divide.
Whoops. Guess an encounter with him is almost certain now, but most likely not for a while. Time to see what someone else is up to. Oh, let's say Dave.
Alright, sound page. Aw, snap. Preloader psych out. Strive question mark? So we can agree. Oh, this one is also interactive with the keyboard. Okay.
I like that one of them summons a little fruit.
Yeah, if you press, I think, Z, she falls asleep. Oh yeah, N is fruit, and she plays her flute. Alright. Next page. She glares angrily.
I'll read this one since it is supposed to be her voice.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I am going out with this gun. No, I will not go get a bigger gun. Bigger one. No, I will not take yours. I can't even lift it. Oh, that is so preposterous. Do you even hear what you're saying? I will be fine. This is a perfectly deadly gun and it shoots lots of incredibly deadly bullets. Oh, will you just stop it? I am going now. Goodbye. Heart.
Jade abscond.
He was so much easier to deal with when he was alive.
Blah, blah. PM miraculously survive.
Well, that doesn't explain that didn't explain the stitch marks on the side of his head. He taxidermied himself,
Yep.
apparently.
He has been
Actually,
dermied.
very impressive to do, actually.
We got an achievement.
Yeah, we can now look at Hussey's blogger. I don't know if it's still active or not. Alright, so we see PM has survived the explosion. PM peer out the explosion hole. Some mailboxes tumbling down to the crags below. And then next we see one of the worms trying to go after the tumbling mailboxes. Grabs one. If I ever die, go ahead and taxidermy into a coat. What the fuck? Okay. Sure thing, Nana. The worm saves the mailbox and returns it to PM as a little heart. Rose refused to acknowledge the absurd kitten.
Worms give me Adventure Time vibes.
Yeah.
You fail miserably. Oh look, there's some more mad science crap over here.
No, don't play Polybius! Insert coin.
This weird arcade gizmo adapted to the setup obviously doesn't take coins anymore, assuming it ever did. Besides, you left all your coins on the fridge, remember?
Let's play a game.
You want to play a game? Doesn't appear to be a game, it appears to be an appearifier!
Screw around with the appearifier.
Mess with the controls. Hey, Jaspers is alive! Or at least he was in the past. According to the timestamp, this was almost 9 years ago. You try to move the crosshairs with a joystick, but it seems to be permanently locked on a specific target. You might be able to unlock it, but you clearly don't have much time to horse around with this thing.
Okay, next. Aww.
Zoom out. Looks like you and Jaspers were having one of your sessions. You weren't making a lot of progress, though, because Jaspers was no doubt being characteristically recalcitrant. You possibly jotted this phrase down in your pad. It's hard to remember, though. Wait, could this be that day?
Whoa. Isn't she adorable?
Yeah.
Cause time paradox.
You attempt to appearify Jaspers. This would surely cause a time paradox because you can plainly see that he has not told you his secret yet. But it seems the machine has a safety mechanism to prevent such irresponsible appearification practices.
Next.
The paradox ghost imprint of Jaspers appearifies instead, and quickly settles into a mound of sludge.
And then...
The machine, besides it, sucks up the paradox sludge and begins some kind of automated procedure. seems whatever sort of primordial biochemical properties the sludge possesses is being evaluated by the device.
Next.
The device generates a fetal paradox clone of Jasper's. The wretched creature exhibits a number of unfortunate mutations, though. The good news is that it will be mercifully unestablished along with this facility shortly. This is also the bad news. Whoever was operating this machine in the past may have been making unsuccessful attempts to perfect the science of ectobiology.
Rose, have a flashback.
There is no need for a flashback. Conveniently, you can watch what happened right here on the monitor. You roll the clock forward a few minutes. Jaspers reveals his stunning secret to you in strict confidence.
And then...
Before you could ask him to clarify, he vanished into thin air. You now believe you understand why. However, you were not the one to purify him from this moment. Your hand was nowhere near the controls just now. A couple weeks after he vanished, his body washed up along the riverbank. His suit was a mess. Your mother fitted him with a new one just before the absurd funeral service she insisted upon.
Trace Jasper's whereabouts on the machine.
You roll the clock forward to a week after he vanished. It seems there is no accessible feed tracing his whereabouts during that time frame. You fast forward another week. There he is, just as you found him.
Oh, and then we get a sound page. Okay, and then you see in the bottom right corner, once you get Jasper's on the purifier, something flashed in the bottom right corner. Let's click it and open up the next tab.
Oops, I didn't get the other tab. I clicked the play button instead, the replay button instead. So I guess I'll just watch on your,
Oh my god! She's doing it!
Oh, it's just
so majestic.
Homestuck/pony.
My little Homestuck, my little Homestuck.
John is a cowboy next to his fucking pogo ride. Nay. Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
Oh, here we go. No, I got access to it through other means.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep going
here. Okay.
Alright.
It's Jasper's! He's alive! Okay, well, he's still dead, but his body is intact. Turns out it wasn't some kind of disintegratificator like you thought. It's more like an escapalizer.
Purify Jasper's immediately. You alive?
Good thing you finally got all this sorted out. You only have 10 seconds to spare. Time to stash the dead cat in Amspray.
Stop fooling around and transportalize out of there. Pretty decent in escapalization. Jade, locate and feed the devil beast you call a pet.
Good luck finding him. If he wants to be found, he will find you. Becquerel has always managed to elude your prognosticative faculties. He is completely invisible to your intuition somehow, a property almost totally unique to him. Used to freak you out a little, but you've long since grown accustomed to it.
There she is, looking around, and we see the silhouette of the beast. And then...
Huh? Oh, it was nothing. Nothing at all. Moving right along.
Jade, retrieve the package you expected to arrive.
Birthday package you were expecting from John arrived months late, and yet right on time. It landed over there past the crumbling monument, a satellite to the great mystic ruins at the center of the Crater Lagoon.
John, triple somersault into your room, etc. Stick the landing.
Okay, you do that. You are now in your dad's room. Where are all the clowns? You spot your dad's briefcase beside you. It probably contains all sorts of clues, or at least various forms and paperwork critical to his trade as a hilarious street performer.
John Snoop.
Ah yeah, here come the secrets. Get ready for some major revel... Wait a minute, these are just boring business documents and spreadsheets. What the hell is going on here?
Found. John, examine your dad's room.
Well, I mean, Nana, real Chads were into earlier generations of My Little Pony. I am not a real Chad. I'm not even like a quasi-Chad, because I didn't get into Friendship is Magic either.
Who's this douchebag?
I mean, it seems like a much less shocking revelation than. I guess it mirrors Dave's, which I mean, seems like Dad was just supportive of his son's interests.
Yeah. It's Bing Crosby, by the way. That's who that douchebag is. Alright, John, calm down. He'll be alright.
So all those years, while you believed he was out busking up the corners with hilarious antics, he was working as an ordinary businessman all along. He's just a man trying to make a good, honest living for his son. Maybe he was too embarrassed to tell you the truth? Or maybe it was just that you never bothered to ask. I guess you always just assumed.
And?
Human prisoner has broken out of his jail cell yet again. Attempts to block the cell door with heavy objects have proven futile.
Tosses the safe out the window.
You're going to need a bigger safe.
Next.
Who's this guy?
Enter name.
Spade Slick. Spade Slick? Got a nice ring to it, but you know your own name, and that damn well ain't your name.
Hold on. Note the hands.
Yeah, note the hands.
Yep.
Interesting.
Okay, we can go on.
Okay.
Take another stab at it.
Okay.
State name and rank.
You are Archagent Jack Noir. You oversee various affairs of a dark kingdom. Presently, you are determining how to deal with this prisoner, who has been a thorn in your side since he was apprehended. You view the affairs of the kingdom through a series of fenestrated walls. You have 3 walls, nearly enough to form a cubicle of vigilance, which is a full and proper enclosure for an agent of your stature. However, much to your utter contempt, your 4th wall was stolen some time ago.
Done comical hat.
This frivolous headdress turns your stomach. You'd sooner stick your head in a furnace than coax it into this monstrosity's loathsome, colorful maw. Bad enough that your exalted ruler ordered everyone to drape themselves in these hideous rags the moment the troublesome human with a pipe and his child showed up. But you draw the line at the hat.
Jack, call a minion.
You order one of your burliest agents to the scene. He brings something heavier this time.
Then?
Your transmission is interrupted. It seems your glorious monarch has concerns over your wardrobe.
Next.
Fine. You begrudgingly don the comical hat. Stupid, lousy, wise, and just leader. What a royal pain in the ass.
Jack, throw down hat in disgust.
You fully intend to once your superior stops breathing down your neck for a second. Wait, what now?
We see him, dad walloping the, burly, henchman.
Your blood is boiling so hot you could cook an egg on your carapace. Looks like you'll have to go handle this yourself. Oh, interesting. These guys also have carapaces and look very similar to the Wayward Vagrant and the Postmaster.
Yeah. Alright, investigate room for anything Dad may have left behind.
It seems there are some unopened birthday presents which Dad didn't get around to giving you yet.
Yeah, I think Orville's learning very quickly. I'm very proud of him.
Sure.
Oh, it's true, the Bubble Boy. I love you. He's praising you for doing good. Alright, present time. Open a present to see what's inside.
I like the box looks like a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
The one on the right seems promising. You open it to see inside and oh god, yes.
Obtain sweet loot.
You tear into this thing and put a mean peep on the sweet loot. In addition to the Modus control deck, you get a bonus Array Fetch Modus, plus another 12 cards which are practically worthless by this point, but hey, you'll take them.
Next up.
First thing you do is flush the extra cards into your deck. Okay, this is really just way too many cards.
Equip Array Fetch Modus.
The Array Modus allows you to store and retrieve any item from any card at any time. Seems exceptionally serviceable, albeit difficult to weaponize. Boring.
Read instructions for control deck.
There's nothing to read, really. You just pop some Modus cartridges in the slots, fire it up, and see what happens. You start by putting the stack and Q modi in the slots.
Next up.
Your Siladex now behaves like both a stack and a queue. Items can be removed from either the top card or the bottom card.
And then...
you see no reason at all not to jam the Array cartridge in there too. You make sure to blow the dust out first, of course. I guess from the shape of the cartridges, it's actually NES, not an SNES. The Siladex reconfigures itself into an array of distinct Q stacks. Now we're talking. This is just the sort of needless complexity you've come to expect from your inventory management system. I do like that they're kind of just roasting what the first two acts have been.
Basically, yeah. This, you know, Homestuck makes fun of itself a lot, so get used to it. Unwrap the smallest present first.
You have a staunch policy of always saving the biggest present for last. Always.
What's inside?
You receive a box of delicious fruit gushers. Does this birthday get any better? You don't think so.
Open the big one.
You thought wrong.
Oh, he's got a little suit. Fill up an entire
birthday suit.
Yeah, it's birthday suit. Fill up an entire Q stack with shoes.
Means he's naked. That's some John Ussy he got out right there.
Oh my god,
he is 13.
Okay, awesome. Q stacks full of shoes.
Oh my god, shoes. Capture log fruit gushers.
Oh my god, shoes. Dang, you spaced out and put it in the wrong Q stack. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of this thing.
Closely inspect fruit gushers box.
So delicious. You can't wait to capture log one of these packs and make like 1,000,000 gushers. Screw all this building nonsense. You'd rather make candy. Wait a minute.
Massive tropical brain hemorrhage. But then...
It can't be. The heinous batter witch has their gnarled claws and everything! What do gushers have to do with baked goods anyways? How does this make sense? Why? Why?
John, mental breakdown. Cool fructose monsoon, kiwi mango colonic rush, wicked watermelon groin injury, mixed berry social anxiety disorder, neon green ectofacial blast, jam and sour diabetes coma, apeshit apocalypse, ranch dressing something.
Ranch dressing rampage.
This is stupid. Jade retrieve package. Okay, this one's clickable, so we got a rain.
Okay. Wait, is that Space Coyote from The Simpsons, the Johnny Cash one?
Arsenalize. Artillerate. Momentify. Arf. Go fetch. And then he gets the steak. Good dog. Best friend. Alright. That makes me so happy. Alright. And then Jade falls back asleep.
Good night.
And then Beck picks her up. Yeah, I would expect a dog that eats irradiated steak to have temporal spatial powers.
Yeah.
And then he tucks her back into bed. Rose checks self.
But also, just again, I was just referring to the fact that he looks a lot like there's a coyote voiced by Johnny Cash in an episode of The Simpsons that Homer sees after eating a Guatemalan insanity pepper, and hallucinates some weird shit. His spirit guide is a coyote voiced by Johnny Cash, which he refers to at one point as Space Coyote.
I love that. I've not seen that episode. Oh, fuck yeah, then I gotta see that episode.
Yeah.
Rose, check self for mixed atoms with cat.
Nope, no mixed atoms. Look like you and the kitty kept your genes to yourselves. Your new kitty, whose name is... You'll think of one later. Hey, where the heck are you, anyway?
Look around room.
Oh, you're back home. A well-stocked bar and the vantage from the window tells you this is your mom's room, or at least what you thought was her room. You decided not to be especially melodramatic about this revelation.
Watch the meteor impact.
Oh, that's funny. Shouldn't that place be unestablished by now? The downpour of smaller meteors has stopped.
Boom! A really big one comes in.
I'm not sure who you mean by Marcy in this case.
Marcy's from Amphibia.
Okay. So...
We'll get there when I don't have to stream Saturdays because of my horrible work schedule.
So once again, better get out of here. This room is a powder keg with all this booze lying around.
John, get down to business.
Suddenly you're feeling very businessman-like for some reason. You just punched a shitload of cards in anticipation of making a whole lot of cool stuff. This time you didn't foolishly destroy any items. You just looked at the codes for some objects you rounded up and punched them on blank cards. You wondered how much alchemizing you can get away with before Rose gets back. As if she's got any right to tell you what to do with your hard-earned grist. You're the one running around here putting your ass on the line. All she's got to do is mess around with her computer. Anyway, you better hurry.
Jade Dream. And there she is sleeping. And then something's rumbling inside this cabinet below her room. It's Jadebot. We see something pretty interesting here.
You are now dreaming. Your dream bot is awake and active.
Obliquely foreshadow future through interpretive dance.
Your silly dance foreshadows nothing and is essentially meaningless, but it sure is a lot of fun.
Jade, quick, get into bed.
You climb into bed and try to get comfortable, but some sort of invisible force is pressing down on you, a strange feeling of cold, heavy metal. It happens every time you try to get into bed. No wonder you can never get any sleep.
Realize you can fly.
There is not much to realize. Of course you can fly.
Open the package.
Stop all this flying around nonsense and examine John's birthday package.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you cannot open it yet. This package has an important journey to make first. You're planning on delivering it momentarily. Good thing you already know what's inside. Otherwise, you would surely be consumed by curiosity and suspense. You sincerely pity anyone who might be forced to endure such a fate.
Months in the past. Here it is, wintertime. Here we see some birthdays on the calendar. So Jade's is December 1st. Dave's is December 3rd, and Rose is December 4th. 413.
Yeah. Enough for the above weather to be seasonably reconcilable.
We got a pester log here. Hey, happy birthday, Jade.
Yay, thank you, John.
Ooh, okay. I got your present in the mail just on time. Plus, I sent Rose's and Dave's too. Why do your guys' birthdays all gotta be bunched together like that? You're running me ragged.
I know, but it's nice of you to think of all of us like that.
I can't wait for you to see what I got for you. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but hopefully it'll help you solve the problems you've been having lately. Mysterious wink.
I'm sure it is great. I can't wait either.
It might take a while to get here from there, but it will be worth the wait.
Oh man, I'm such an idiot. I forgot about how long it takes to get you stuff.
John, that's okay, really. I'm sure it will get to me exactly when it needs to, and it will be a nice surprise when it does.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Alright, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to tell someone to go away.
Oh god, the trolls again?
Yup.
They have been such a pain in my ass lately. Seems like there's so many. There are either like 50 or 50 of these guys, or it's just one guy with a lot of alt accounts.
I've never had any sort of feeling about them or what they want, which is kind of weird. But it seems to me like they're all, like they are probably all different people and not one guy. I counted 12.
What do they want with us?
Some people just like to needle others for some reason, John. It is
like a game, I guess. Like they're pranksters.
Oh, hell no. Shittiest pranksters ever.
Strap's losing it again.
So then with that break, I think I'll just mention that they mentioned 12 and they're trolls. Mm-hmm. And my understanding is that there are 12 trolls later on.
Interesting. You're very astute, young lad. Anyway, proceed, Vlad.
Which part?
You were on every so often.
I think they're mostly harmless. Every so often they manage to get through my block filter and hassle me. Been going on for years. Actually, some of them are kind of funny, I think.
Oh, wow. What, years? Okay, well, I'm sick of them. I've been thinking of changing my Pesterchum handle to throw them off the trail, so guess I'm gonna do that. Which, yeah, if you look, it's Ghosty Trickster.
You're not ectobiologist.
Yeah. So another thing to point out, I don't know if you've noticed this, all the usernames align with letters of DNA, except for ectobiologist.
Oh, yeah, ACGT.
Yep.
Uh,
All right, John, make totems.
You've already carved a few totems, but you have had to return to the living room for more Cruxite dowels. Your carving work is not nearly complete. Every time you re-enter your room, you shudder at the recent handiwork of some mischievous imps. You just can't turn your back on them for a second. Rotten imps. Those posters were like children to you.
Flea room.
At long last, you have returned to your bedroom with a stable power supply and internet connection. Vodka Mutini pures at your side. You suppose you'll call it Muty for short, so I guess Mutiny. My bad.
Yeah. Rose Pester John.
It's quite a totem collection. What are you planning?
Oh, whoa, hi. I'm gonna make some stuff. Are you okay? Hasn't your house been on fire for like 5 hours now?
No, that was the nearby forest, which up until quite recently would have been best described as on fire. But you may be excited to learn that just as recently, my house finally notched that achievement.
Wow, congrats, I guess.
Thank you. Have you seen Dave?
Nah, his bro's probably busy kicking his ass. That's probably all there is to say on the matter.
Okay, I'm going to start putting this grist to use too. Let's be sparing with the frivolous knick-knack breeding and focus on getting you up to the gate, okay?
Yeah, okay, I hear you, but I think we'll have plenty. I've been killing imps all over the house now. It's lousy with gushers.
Gushers?
I mean grist. Serves them right for ruining my posters, the bastards.
Which posters?
Don't you see? My sweet movie posters. Look at them. They're fucking ruined.
John? Are you suggesting the imps are responsible for defacing your movie posters?
Yeah.
Your posters have looked like that ever since I first saw your room, the moment we started playing the game. I thought you had defaced them ironically to mock your father's interests. John?
Very funny, Rose. Nice joke. Great joke there, Rose. Top of the line prank. Hee hee ha 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 ha.
This is good. Laughter is probably the best way to avoid being especially melodramatic about the revelation.
Yes. Let's keep this show going because it's such a good one. Ha 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 ha. Oh my. Ha 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 ha.
Anyway, we see a vagabond looking at a statue of a frog. WV descend.
You cannot descend from the top of your mobile station. The loose cable you gathered up and tied together is not yet long enough to allow you to reach the ground safely. You've used all the cable you can find. You will have to come up with another plan.
WV, sacrifice your mayoral sash for more cables.
Absolutely not! What are you, crazy? A mayor does not relinquish his mayoral sash under any circumstances ever, period!
Purify the temple.
Such a dumb idea. Not as dumb as using your sash, but it comes close. The temple is way too big. You'd probably just end up purifying a chunk of useless boring rock.
Next up.
Wait, what's that? There's something dangling from the top of one of the towers near the temple.
WV commands Serenity to carry the rope to you.
She is a tiny insect and possibly cannot lift more than the weight of a pumpkin seed. Or carry one Ben Shapiro. She does, however, inform you of what the ledge contains through a series of informative blinks. There is an old rusty harpoon lodged into the crumbling rock. Tied to it is a bunched-up jumble of handy cable. This strikes you as convenient. It is almost as if someone knew you would need a bunch of cable, and you would have a mayoral sash made out of cable, and you are particularly attached to that mayoral sash and would stubbornly refuse to use it. Anyone who knew that much would surely possess a special gift. Alas, it seems a bit far-fetched.
WV, get ye rope.
Okay, we just established it was a cable and not a rope, but that's okay. You take a hasty swing from one of your delicious pawns and put down. You then quickly adjust the coordinates to purify the jumble of handy cable.
Okay, next. And
Piercy
purified the mysterious blue box.
Aw. Oh, of course, time wasn't set to the present moment. It somehow got reset to a few hundred years ago. It is some sort of present from the past, in the present. Attached as an envelope. It looks extremely important.
Next.
You open the envelope. Inside it is a letter and another envelope. It's all highly confusing and you do not know what to make of it. Still, it is obviously critical mayoral business which you take very seriously and you'll defend this package with your life.
Try to purify the cable again.
You set the time to the present to purify the jumble of cable.
Take obvious course of action.
You tie all the cable together and carefully lower your precious pumpkin bindle. You then rappel down the station with a package which must not leave your side.
Years in the future.
Which is to say, the present moment precisely.
We see, from the frog tower, someone is watching from a spyglass. And something is coming in from the sky. Okay, an aimless renegade prepares for company. We click that and see. The aimless renegade, a black carapace individual wrapped in caution tape holding an AR rifle. Rose, build as much as you can as fast as you can. Okay, well I make some stuff here. Can you keep an eye out for imps? Just keep the safe or tub handy or something. It'll serve them right for trashing my posters.
I keep telling you the posters were always like that.
And I keep telling you, haha, very funny.
Here, look.
So this one of Nana. And they're scribbled on, and then this one, Weirdo. Also scribbled on.
Yeah, I saw those, but they didn't look like that before. You must have changed them.
Even if I had the motive for such a bizarre and pointless deception, where would I find the time? I don't even have Photoshop.
Then why didn't you tell me they were there?
I had no reason to think you were not aware of them. I thought they were strange, certainly, but was not struck by any particular impulse to discuss them.
Okay, it still doesn't make sense, though. Implying that I drew them a while ago and then forgot and couldn't see them, and now suddenly see them? That's stupid. What would that even mean?
It looks like you were in your father's room recently.
Yeah.
And how did it make you feel to discover what was in there?
Oh no, I just realized. You're gonna go psychotherapify me. Well, don't bother.
Maybe I am just being a friend?
Maybe. I suspiciously... Anyway, I guess you saw what's in there. It's boring and there's not much to even see.
It doesn't matter. What matters is has seeing it affected you. I think it clearly has in some way.
Well, I don't know. At first I was nervous to go in and find more of his weird clowns, because of course they're stupid and I hate them a lot. But then, when I didn't see any, it was weird. I felt weirdly, like, disappointed almost.
Will somebody suppress that crowd?
Is it fair to say that this has changed your perception of your father?
Yeah, I guess.
Is it such a stretch to conclude it changed your perception of other things as well?
No, maybe not. But what are you getting at? It sounds like you're saying I'm crazy. John Alchemize?
I don't like to use the word crazy.
Oh god, see? This is therapy bullshit.
That was a joke. But anyway, whether it means you're crazy or not, consider this theory. Your presumably long-standing tendency for scrawling this imagery is really your subconscious trying to express something disturbing with you, possibly something from your past which you've blocked out. And since you've suppressed it, your self-conscious cannot acknowledge the drawings, therefore they have been invisible until now.
Why now?
Perhaps because you have seen evidence that conflicts with the worldview your subconscious has constructed to obfuscate the truth? That your dad was not necessarily the clown-loving maniac you thought he was. All along, this negative attribute buried in your psyche may have been projected onto him and subsequently reviled as a sort of defense mechanism.
But this is absurd. My dad loves these shitty clowns. He's got all these statues and paintings everywhere.
Is it unthinkable that over the years it was he who believed you were the one with a passion for clowns because of all the strange drawings in your room? A father then embraces his son's hobby to establish a stronger bond, or wages a campaign of passive-aggressive mockery of your interests. Either is plausible. I don't know your dad that well.
I don't know. I'm not sure about all this, but I think we need to stop and acknowledge the bunny Sassacre fedora I just made.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I have no idea if this will be the case, but it also just strikes me that some force that is not specific, or no, it just showed up recently, but it should still be that, I don't know where I was going with that.
That's okay.
I was going to say, I thought it's possible there was going to be some sort of overlay on Rose's side.
That's a theory.
Wow, what are you doing, by the way, Rose? Sorry to say, but this is all looking kind of silly.
I'm trying to spread the upward construction around so there's a more substantial foundation for later on. But I'm starting to wonder if it will be strong enough. It's kind of starting to wobble a little. I don't think these brick chimneys were meant to serve this architectural purpose.
Yeah, no shit.
I might have to adopt a different building strategy. Stick to more load-bearing walls and blockier shapes. Especially since grit has been easier to come by lately.
Okay, but you really must be running low on time by now, right?
Right.
Strider! We get another sound page. We're just awash in sound pages. Dream up extra arms.
A very stereophonic stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Act 3 is lots of sound pages.
Well.
Yeah. Little lore there.
Doesn't that look familiar?
Yeah. So we see that the yellow planet that WV drew is Prospect, and the land above that where the prototypes go is those 4 tall towers, and then there's 2 towers on the little satellite moon. So one for Jade. I wonder who the other one is for. Interesting. I'll go to the next page, but I think we'll leave it there because Orville seems to be tired, and I'm not sure how tired Vlad.
I can keep going.
You can?
Yeah, because I looked and saw that the last page of Act 3 is 1,153, so that's about 120 pages from now.
Yeah. And it is 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's true. Like I could if there's a more natural breaking point, I could go a bit further.
I think this is probably a good one to leave off.
Yeah, I'd say this is a good one.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. Seems pretty good, yeah. Alrighty then. We'll start at 10:27 next time then, and see more about Dream Jade. Pretty interesting.
Age 1027, we're on at 10:29 p.m.
Nice. Yeah. Love it. Alrighty.
Like poetry, it rhymes.
Let's see. There's a billion people live right now. Oh, let's raid into Ren. I love Renata. She's playing Repo. Alright, so let's raid off to Ren, because I love her very, 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 very much. And then I think I'm streaming again Tuesday with, so we'll see this again in 2 weeks, so.
Okay.
Alright.
Ren, so yeah, Ren is very nice, but I am oathbound and will not be joining you.
Alright, so I will see you guys soon. If you have not heard it yet, we love you! Bye!
Bye!
Bye!